Because you can forgive yourself.
You think so?
Yes.
So a lot of people struggle with it so much.
Yes, self-forgiveness is very
Yeah, that's the most important forgiveness. Is self-forgiveness.
Now stop. Check it out.
All right, girls. Oh, I got my phone. I got it. My phone would be right here, and I'll be looking for it. Like, what type of shit is that?
I don't know.
It was right in your hand when they do it. Right in your hand, everybody.
All right, girls. Oh shit, we got the boot.
Yes, y'all gotta go.
Y'all always wait till the last moment.
I'm used to it.
Oh, you could cook all my day.
Right?
It takes too long to get ready. I was supposed to be out at 9 o'clock.
So cool.
Damn.
9 to 1.
Damn.
Damn.
Plans up to bring that done.
Oh.
Yeah,
Not you. Your plans for when we're done is practicing your instruments. Like, do you not ever lotion your face unless I tell you to?
Sheesh.
Like,
Good day, everyone. Good day. How we doing?
Where's she going?
It's okay. Yes, sir.
I don't know how you have kids.
You feel me, somebody lying? It's nice to hear you surrounded by family. Yes, they can hear y'all. They can hear us. They can hear you too.
I know.
Well done. Easy Money Jones, good day. Oh, they be wild. We be having a good time though. Sometimes you gotta see it. Maybe I should have a camera around the whole house so you can see all the craziness that be happening. It'd be wild. But it's all love. I'm about to get me some coffee. We getting those airplanes in the sky. We got our pilots. We got our flight attendants. We are rocking out. Shout out to Somebody's Lying. Easy Money Jones. TBE Trucking. Good day to you. Anya Bracy. Let's go. We taking off. Takima Renee. We flying high. Y'all know how we like to start the day. When I say good day to y'all, I need you to say good day back, because I can feel the energy surge through these squares. I feel it. I absolutely can. I can feel the great and productive energy that comes from y'all. Good day to you, Miss Berry White. Let's get it. How was your night? Did y'all sleep good? Did y'all sleep well? So what I'm eating some, pears, bananas, apples, mandarin, and cucumbers. That's what I eat. That's what I do in the beginning of my day. I eat a big bowl of fruits every single day. I try to do my part. No, I attempt to do my part every single day. You understand? Yes, and it feels amazing. Absolutely. Eating healthy is good. It's a very conscious thought. When everything is moving in a productive way, it feels good. When your mind is moving productively, when your life is moving productively, even when you have humps and hurdles that comes in your way, you still feel good because it feels like you are more equipped to execute. And that is a great point. It does take discipline. But also, people got to change their ideology of the word discipline. Most people look at the word discipline as is a negative connotation. But it's a very powerful and strong word, discipline. The greatest and most successful people in the world are disciplined in some kind of field. It's a beautiful and powerful word to have. The power of no is another word that is beautiful and powerful. It's not a negative word. Truth is light. Good day to you. How you feeling? I enjoy having my conversations with y'all. Y'all be keeping me on point. Y'all challenge my thoughts every single day. When I'm right, wrong, or indifferent, y'all let me know. That is awesome. We are not an echo chamber here at all. That is the most beautiful thing about this this channel that we building. We are not echo chambers. Everybody here is free thinkers to think how they process things in their perspective and then come and substantiate their thought. And we mine it out together. This shit is fucking awesome. I'm doing my best not to curse. I'm doing my best not to curse. I'm working on it. You know, we still building this plane while we fly. You feel me? You feel me? Somebody like, happy you took out the trash. He blocked me. As you can see, I'm pretty nice. Unless someone gets disrespectful, I think you have good intentions. I appreciate that seriously, because a lot of times people don't think that we see them, right? And they think that they're getting away with something and that they sneaky and all that. We see them, you know, and sometimes we just got hope for people. And the only thing we do, you know, you bring them to this water and say, hey, this water is going to feed this thirst. But not everybody's willing to drink. And sometimes you just have to help somebody. They bite you. I knew you was the truth when you said you run. I've been running away from running since high school. Nah, running is good. It feels good. Once you get adjusted to it, it's a good thing. It's a very good meditator. Especially if you're running without headphones and you just out there running and you just allow your brain to think about everything that's going on here. Your feet hit the ground, feeling the wind in your face if you're running fast enough, controlling your breath, paying attention to your breath control, the way how your hips are. It's an awesome thing. It's a lot of concentration with running, to believe it or not. And then you just get into this runner's groove. And now you're not even thinking at all. Now you're just running and you're just enjoying the run. It's an awesome thing. Hell yeah. Get into running if you can. If you can, get into it. For sure. You will enjoy it eventually. It takes time though, because shit. That stretching, legs be hurting, body be in pain, be catching cramps in your legs out of nowhere, depending on how much you're running. Whoo. And I'm telling you, when you get down on a good stroke, that's when the pain really comes in. You're like, ah. And now you got to roll over. And then everybody teasing you, talking about how you old. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Let me see what we doing. How we looking? Yeah, we looking okay. We need to get 20 more likes though. That would really be appreciated. That would really be appreciated. I hope so. Somebody's lying. I hope so. I hope we could continue to grind this thing out and keep on moving forward, break into other sectors, into this YouTube verse. You know what I'm saying? And we just keep on building conversations. Sometimes we're going to get into it. Sometimes we are going to get heated because we have different points of views. It's just what it is. It's not meant. We don't mean it. We just have different point of view. We come from different places. You know, and sometimes our minds just clash, and it's entertaining sometimes. And sometimes we get our point, but most of the time when we get together, it's really about understanding. And I believe people need to understand we are not trying to change anyone. We're not trying to change your thought patterns or anything. Well, no, we are trying to change your thought patterns. We do not want you to repeat the same remedial rhetoric every single fucking day, because there's a lot of remedial rhetoric out there. We are the solution-based game. That's why we always dealing with problems within ourselves, problems within the community. The only way we can get to solutions is by dealing with problems. And most of the time when you deal with problems, it's going to get loud. It's going to get raunchy. It's going to get aggressive, because that's how shit gets done. It's just what it is. And today we are going to have a conversation about forgiveness is not necessary. Don't laugh at me. I need some water. Don't laugh. I can't speak properly. She know I can't speak properly. That's what it is. So the topic of today is forgiveness. It's not necessary. We also going to talk about Michelle Obama. She gave some great advice. She said everybody can't go. It kind of goes to leaving that trash behind comment that we had earlier. Where is it? Let me go find it. We got to what he said. Happy you took out the trash. Michelle Obama said it. Everybody can't go. That's what Miss Obama said. The FLOTUS. She said everybody cannot go. And we also have Killer Mike. He is being a goddamn dream killer. I was surprised at that because he's usually somebody that has a lot of great productive lyrics in his raps. So in a world where forgiveness is often seen as necessary, we are going to tackle that. We're going to tackle Michelle. She has made it clear that sometimes it's okay to leave people behind. I thought that was interesting because, she said when they go low, we go high. So I figured she wanted to take everybody. So I thought that was really good. And during a interview, she emphasized the importance of not always forgiving those who wronged us, especially when they show no remorse or change. That is the most important part. If somebody do not show any kind of remorse or any kind of change in behavior, those are the type of people we do not have to forgive. It's as simple as that. And then we got Killer Mike. He's a dream killer. He gonna go tell this little young black boy in a classroom, in a school full of white children. He was the only little black boy. He said he wanted to be the president, and Killer Mike killed that little boy dream. And we're gonna have a conversation about it because I thought that was wild. I thought that was fucking wild that Killer Mike did that. It was absolutely insane to me. Black Sheep, good day to you. Jason Washington, how you doing, sir? Good day. Yes, I want to talk about, you mean Killer Mike theory or Big Mike? Who's Big Mike? I'm not sure. I'm just trying to make sure that Killer Mike and Big Mike is the same person. I think Killer Mike. Trigger Mike equals Killer. Easy, buddy. Stop. And so where was I? What was I? Killer Mike, and he's a dream killer, and how he has a different perspective. We also gonna so what are y'all thoughts about forgiveness? I would like to know. Is forgiveness necessary for y'all? What do y'all believe? Do you think it's an important part of healing? That forgiveness is a crucial part of moving forward in healing, especially within communities that have been torn apart from violence and injustice. And what about the forgiveness there? Like, forgiveness is so multifaceted. It's not just between you and a person, a human being. It could also be between communities, between cop relations and poor neighborhood relations. Donald Trump and his relations with, Donald Trump. He be wilding. And it could be very complex. But can we truly forgive and forget is another thing. I don't know. That forget part, because some people say that to truly forgive, you got to forget. Or is it better that you hold on to your anger and pain as a way to protect yourself? Is that something you should do? Oh, the new one? So I want to know, what do you think? Should we forgive and forget? Or is it okay to leave people behind? I want to know. Talk to me. I need to hear some thoughts. God forgives, I don't. Damn. Shit. Good day, cuz I don't see the link. I got you the second. Matter of fact, thank you for reminding me. Good day, Myrie. I'm gonna drop the link for everybody that want to join the conversation for sure. I know I enjoy y'all. Woo. True. That's a good one. Let me see. Let me get up in here. Put that right there. All right, so the link is pinned to the top as we map this thing out. And also, let me do that. Okay. Welcome to the show. Brownsville, New York. What's good? How you feeling?
Morning, cuzzo. Peace and love, man. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great.
Yeah, man. Peace and love to you. Happy Thursday to everyone out there, man. Peace and love to all the listeners. Peace and love to the chat gang. I wish nothing but peace, love, and prosperity to everybody today, man. But that's a great topic, and I want to tackle that, man. And I want to piece it together.
Do
So
your thing.
forgiveness is necessary, right? And I'm a break down why it's necessary. There's a scripture that says, if you don't forgive other men their trespasses against you, God will not forgive you of your trespasses. That scripture depicts the inward problem that we have, right? The understanding and the recognition that we are not perfect, right? We may say harmful things. We may have harmful behaviors and harmful conduct that may hurt others, both knowingly and unknowingly, right? So forgiveness is necessary. But here's the thing, right? Forgiveness is not for the other person. See, contrary to popular belief, forgiveness is for you, right? Because if you don't forgive what others have done to hurt you, then you're going to hold on to hate. You're going to hold on to malice. You're going to hold on to anger. You're going to hold on to things inwardly that can have a negative effect on you going forward, right? See, another misconception is forgiveness doesn't equate to reconciliation. Those are two totally different things, right?
Okay. Now
Forgiveness is for you, but reconciliation is for the other person, right? So I can forgive you, but that doesn't mean we're reconciled, because reconciliation is a totally different process. That takes you and I to come to an agreement that we have mended fences, which means if you do something to violate me or hurt me, you got to take some personal accountability, and you got to be remorseful, and you got to repent for those infractions. And then we can come together and see how we can move forward, right? But just because I forgive you, that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to move forward with you, right? That's something totally different. So yes, forgiveness is necessary, but reconciliation is not necessary. You can move forward in forgiveness, but also understand that, you know what? I don't have to reconcile with this person. I'm going to let that person go his direction or her direction, and I'm going to go my direction, and we're going to keep it like that. So that's the distinction. Forgiveness is necessary because it's for you. Reconciliation is not necessary because it's for the other person, and you can have one without the other. Peace and love to everybody.
So is it truly forgiveness? So I forgive you, but I can't let you back into my house. That's what you're saying? That I can forgive you and say, all right, we're going to just, because I think what you're saying, you using forgiveness as moving forward. And I think those feel like two different things to me. It sounds like you saying, let's just move forward. You know, we're not going to hop on that. We're not going to talk about it. We're going to move forward. You're not my friend anymore, but you are not my enemy. That's what it more sounds like you're talking to. But to me, that doesn't sound like forgiveness.
Well, that is forgiveness, cuzzo, because forgiveness is you forgiving, or you're saying, okay, just like you said, I'm no longer going to hold those infractions on me that you did to me, right?
Mm.
I'm gonna move forward with my life, and I don't have no malice, I don't have no envy, I don't have no jealousy, I don't have no hatred, I don't have no anger towards you, right? But if we haven't reconciled, because that's something totally different. Reconciliation involves a totally different process than forgiveness. Like I say, forgiveness is for you because somebody can hurt you. For example, somebody can hurt you, right? And you
Right.
might never be in that person's presence again to reconcile. That's a totally different process. So yes, forgiveness is necessary because if you don't forgive, that means you're holding on to something from somebody else that you might not ever see or speak to again.
But sometimes that anger could fuel success. It could push you forward. Sometimes people hold on to something and it makes them go forward. It makes you run that marathon in 4 hours. It makes you go into the NBA and the NFL because they was angry about something and make them work out to a certain. So how do you let that go when now you use that not forgiving and that anger to push you towards success? How do you now later on in life and say, you know what, I forgive you for all the hurt that you have given me? Because
Because
sometimes that
of
happens. A lot of people be angered at their parents, and that's what fuel they fight. They angered at their coach for telling them that you ain't shit, you ain't never gonna make it. Like Killer Mike telling this little boy that he could never be president. He could be angered by it, and that could fuel his fire. He could become the president. So now, when that anger turns you into success, how do you now forgive? So I
because
think anger could be a healthy tool.
right. So that I agree. Anger can temporarily be a healthy tool. But the key word in that is temporarily, because we got to understand that anger in of itself is a destructive force, right? It's not a building quality. It's a destructive quality, right? Yes, anger can fuel you to, be successful in different ways. But if you don't release that anger, then you're going to have a lot of problems on the back end long term because you've held on to that anger. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of these people that have used anger as motivation to find success, they'll find themselves in a long-term issue because that anger has ate away at their soul.
So I guess so, like, also like this is a good point as well. Just because you don't forgive doesn't mean you holding on to it. So I guess that's why forgiveness is a tricky word for me right now. Because just because I don't forgive you, because I don't forgive you doesn't mean I'm holding on to any kind of anger, any issues, or anything. I still move forward, but I still don't forgive you. Is that a healthy situation as well, as long as you don't hold any kind of anger towards something?
Well, that's the thing. See, that's just a play with words. If you're not holding it against somebody, that is essentially you forgiving them. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, see, we got to understand the difference. Like a lot of people believe that forgiveness is the same as reconciliation. Those are
Okay.
two totally different things. All forgiveness is you're no longer holding that malice or that hurt on you that someone else did to you. Like
So
I say,
even though you don't verbally say I forgive you, as long as you're not holding on to it in any kind of way, that is still a form of forgiveness, is what you are saying.
yes, that is essentially that is forgiveness, right? Because you're no longer holding on to that hurt. You're releasing that hurt and you're free from that, because that hurt, although it could give you a temporary breakthrough,
Happy, come back.
that hurt is going to end up being your prison. So you got to release that. You got to break away from that, right? That is essentially forgiveness. Like, hey, I'm not holding no hurt or no animosity towards you for what you did to me.
Damn.
However, reconciliation is totally different process. So that's a totally different discussion. But a lot of people in society, they lump those two together like they're one and the same, and they're not.
So do you think that people that's holding on to these things that people done to them, are they operating out of bitterness and anger?
A lot of times you'll find, yes, if you're holding on to the anger, if you're holding on to that despair,
I got you right now, Happy.
you may seem to hide it. And some people are good enough at dealing with it to hide it, but long term it'll come out because
Damn.
I'm gonna give you a perfect example, right? People
Before you get an example, I want to welcome Happy into the conversation. Good day to you, Happy. How you doing?
peace and love to you, Happy.
Hi.
Peace and love to you,
Peace,
Queen.
peace, and peace. Hey, everybody in the chat. What's up? What's up? Yeah, but I was agreeing. Like, I'm in agreement with this because I was
Oh,
going to say, but then he started explaining it again. I agree with the fact that, yes, um, the forgiveness part, the play on words, like, what I was gonna at first was the anger issue thing, right? Because if you're
right.
angry at it, then obviously, you haven't let it go. You get what I'm saying? It's still there. But I agree that you cannot, you don't have to necessarily have a sit down with somebody in order to forgive them. You forgave them, you moved on.
Damn.
Do you get what I'm saying? And that's how you move on, I
Okay.
think. Because I've done it before, and I think it's quite healthy. You don't necessarily have to be in front of somebody. You don't have to have them call you or text you. No, that's cool. You know what I mean? I forgave you, and that's it. We don't ever have to. But it's no bad blood if we ever do see each other because I'm over it. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean it have to be cool. So I'm agreeing. I'm with all of it. I love it. You
Okay.
know?
I also want to welcome to the stage. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hold on. Where is it? God damn it. Okay. Hold on 1 second. What's up? What punk is this? How you pronounce that?
What the funk is this? How you doing, sir?
What the fuck is this? How you doing, sir? How you feeling?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I wanted to kind of chime in on the forgiveness aspect. The guy really has he said a lot of nice things, but I think we have to speak in reality.
Okay.
And it's not that you're holding on to bitterness or anything. I think it's a lot of times people hold on to past mistakes and they learn from it. If it's family, then it's one thing. Or if it's maybe you're the person you had children with, that's one thing. Then I understand this point. But if it's someone who's just like a friend or an associate, move on. And like you said, you can use that for motivation. I think it's very important to use negative energies or things that have ways that have wronged you to turn that into positives for you. For example, if a kid ended up getting bullied, and he's bullied in high school, and he used that to start working out and change his. Then you have to, alchemy wise, you have to understand that negative that happened to you has yielded positive outcomes in your life now. So you can't hold on to that bitterness because good things have happened out of that. Now, at the same concept, if it's something where it's like, let's say your family that was bullying you, and it's the same thing. I think I think it's not about you holding on and being angry and not forgiving them. I think when people hurt you, absolutely move on. For some reason, in the Black community, we really teach our family that the only people who are allowed to hurt you are your family.
Shit.
The only people who are allowed to hit you are your family. This is something that happens if you have older cousins, or if you even have a mother that hits you, or your father that hits you, or whatever. You're taught to forgive it. And I think you can forgive and move on and completely cut them off versus letting them have their closure and letting them have their, he forgave me, so now it's all good. And then you put them back in your graces.
You want to respond to that, Brownsville, New York?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace and love to the gentleman. So
and after you respond, I want to welcome Mr. Lyman and them. Mr. Lyman, you could jump in right after Brownsville, New York. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So I agree with everything that you just spoke. So I want to know, where did you disagree with me?
I disagree with you a bit where you were saying that, well, if you don't forgive, you're holding on to bitterness. And that's why I think Mr. Shannon, he said, well, what if that bitterness is motivating you to do better things? I understand what you're saying, but when people wrong you, unless it's something super petty, when people wrong you, whether it's financially or whether it's with secrets that you've told them, No, you can't. You can't put them back in your graces. I really don't. I think that's just bad business, and I think it's just bad alchemy.
But see, that's the thing that I said in the beginning. If you would listening closely, I made a distinction between forgiveness and reconciliation, right? So what you're
Okay.
talking about, letting them back into your good graces, that's more along the lines of reconciliation, right? That's not forgiveness. Those two are two totally different things. So that's what I was saying. So I agree with everything you're saying, and it sounds like you agree with everything I'm saying.
Well, maybe when I logged into this, it took me a while to get on StreamYard, so maybe I missed that part that you were saying. But I think it really is. It is a problem that we have in our community about how willing, when we get disrespected, we're willing to kill for disrespect. We're willing to. Ooh. So it's really something that Neely Fuller, he speaks about, that you have to expect to be disrespected in the system of white supremacy. And if we as a community and a culture adopted that code, it would actually benefit us in so many more ways, because the fact that we are so triggered by disrespect, we kill for disrespect. We steal and we do really horrible things in order to get respect. If we just, as a code, as a people, said this whole thing, we should expect to be disrespected, we would be dealing with cops in a different way. We would be dealing with our own people in a different way. And I think that that's a much more logical way to look at this world.
That's I want to let Mr. Lightning jump in there. Agree.
But I got one more response to him, right?
Okay, go ahead.
See, me and him, we totally agree. We're totally on the same page on that. The only thing that I would add, the only caveat that I would add, right, is we find that when you also are holding on to the anger or the bitterness or despair, right, we mostly find that you're releasing that in forms of misplaced anger. Right? Where those who hold on to a lot of anger and hold on to a lot of unforgiveness, you'll find them having emotional outbursts, not having emotional intelligence, quick to jump and fight someone and attack someone just because they're not in agreement or alignment with their worldview. Right? So we see this across the spectrum, and we got to identify that as them holding on to something that they should be releasing in a positive way, in a productive way, and not out in a negative way to where they're just displaying displaced anger. That is affecting our community, and we need to be educated on that and allow people the space to move beyond that.
Great point, sir.
Yeah, that's a great point. I'm loving this build right now. We are building awesome. Yes, but I want to also get Mr. Lyman in there. We're gonna go Mr. Lyman jumping in. We're gonna go Happy as well right after.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give an abridgment real quick because my phone about to die. So oftentimes we get up here and we throw words out, and then when we start to argue semantics, and it becomes ambiguous, and then others will say it's subjective. So if you can make it more elusive, you can make it more clear to just pull up the definition of forgiveness, so we can see the synonyms of it and actual definition, so we can all get an overall consensus. I think that would be helpful too, because when we talking about forgiveness, it's a broad scale. Forgiveness can just be, I guess, from verbal. Oh, you said something that hurt my feelings. It can be from theft. You stole from me. It can be from a physical. So I think it's a broad range on what forgiveness can be and where it can come from. Because some would say, oh, I forgave you internally, but externally my presence won't allow me to be around you anymore. So when we talk about forgiveness, I would like for us to really dive deep and dissect the word forgiveness. And that's all I got. My phone about to die. I'm gonna go back in the chat, Brazy.
No doubt. To be honest with you, the way how What the Funk Is This and Brownsville broke it down, they pretty much broke it down to the definition. Well, if it's on purpose or not, I have no idea, but they pretty much broke it down to definition. Let me let Happy jump in there real quick. Go ahead, Happy. What's your thoughts?
Okay. If later on I do want to point out that I do want to get into what the other sir said that came up. Not Brownsville. Who's the other guy that's up here with us right now? Because we only see you.
What the funk is this?
Okay, no, because I can't see anything. I just only see you on the screen. Yes. Okay, so One of the things he mentioned all these different things that people do for quote unquote respect, right? But I want to tell people like this: if you're confused now, right? I have a great way of telling, at least in the beginning, of how you know you whether forgave someone or not. Okay, whether you actually forgave them. All right. There's a difference in between these two, and I'm gonna give it to you. This is what I live by, right? You know how people like to say, "Kiss my ass, kiss my ass, kiss my ass." They could kiss my ass. You could kiss my ass, right?
Yeah.
If you're saying that, you have not forgave someone. If you
Damn.
say you couldn't kiss my ass, baby, you done forgave them. Understand that.
Mm.
And that is
Okay.
what I will read with you guys. If you
Okay.
say a person couldn't kiss your ass, baby, you over it. If you telling them to kiss your ass, baby, you still upset. You haven't forgave them.
That's
Thank you
one
very
way
much.
to express it. I got this
Eh,
video I want to play. I
Thank
want to see
you.
how we feel about this video. Let's see. Somebody send it to me.
Do you
It's
need us
about
to mute real
forgiveness.
quick?
Say that again?
Do you need us to mute for your video to play?
No, you do not.
Okay.
Someone who's hurt us so badly as a narcissist.
Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. I have to tell you that something that's very important to me is that no one ever feels that they have to forgive someone for hijacking their soul, because maybe there is no forgiveness for that. The pressure to forgive has led some people to feel guilty their whole lives, prematurely forgive. There's a really interesting body of literature out there that suggests that if we forgive someone who reperpetrates, it significantly harms the well-being of the forgiver. So all of our research, forgive, you'll feel better, forgive, you'll free yourself. Not so much, because not everyone leaves these relationships. Some people continue to have contact with the family members. They continue to stay in the relationship. They may not have a choice. Not everyone can leave. This isn't as simple as, you're narcissistic, I'm leaving this relationship. It's not how it works most of the time.
How do we forgive someone who's hurt us so bad?
Okay, so that could just replayed. What's your thoughts on that? I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest with you.
Rock, paper, scissors. You want to go first, Miss?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it. Go ahead.
So here's my thoughts on it, right, Sharon? Once again, she's equating forgiveness into reconciliation, right? So her premise on why you wouldn't want to forgive is because it may be harmful for someone to reconcile with someone who is going to harm them again. So it's kind of like you get bit by a snake, right? And instead of you leaving from that snake, you're putting yourself back into the snake pit to get bit again, right? Forgiveness has nothing to do with that. That's reconciliation, right? That's, moving in that same space with them, and you haven't even rectified the situation. That's something totally different. And I don't recommend that. I recommend forgiveness, because forgiveness is for you. It's for you to move forward, not necessarily you moving forward with them. It's you moving forward with you. That's the distinction.
And I also want to welcome to the show the Naka Slayer. What's going on with you, beautiful?
Hey, Sharon. I like that video you played. Dr. Rose is she's the best, really.
Okay.
But the important thing that she distinguished there is that not everyone knows what forgiveness means, right? Because just like Brownsville said, it's not about reconciling. But a lot of people are in these situations where they still have to interact with those people, and they are choosing to prematurely forgive, which is dangerous sometimes, even like she said. So I just, wanted to reiterate that forgiveness, yes, it needs to be explained that you don't have to reconcile. You don't have to allow those people to still be part of your lives and take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Can I bring this into sorry, go ahead, Shannon.
Absolutely. Bring it in.
Okay. I was having this conversation because I think in relationships in general, we're having a hard time reaching the end of life together. It's one thing to say like, oh, I want to get married, but I think we have to start looking past that, because I'm seeing men in their 50s and 60s getting divorced. I'm seeing I think forgiveness is a part of this conversation, because I think a lot of times men make mistakes, and the women find it very hard to forgive them in this. Whereas, let's say our grandmas and grandpas, maybe they had different expectations and they forgave each other, and they just said, no matter what, we're going to make it to the end of our lives together. In relationships, how do we fix the problems that when men make a mistake or when women make a mistake, we forgive and move on? I think for some reason, women have a harder time letting go of the mistakes that men make.
So I
the
think it
behavior
depends
has
on,
to improve. The behavior has to improve too. You can't just ask for forgiveness and not change.
Right.
So
Right, that's a great point, because we see, especially in these spaces, they people are willing to say the most egregious things and say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and act like it's all good. Now we're supposed to be friends again because you said sorry. No, and then you do it again a month later and say, "Well, you made me mad, so I'm going to say the same egregious thing again. I don't really mean it. I'm sorry." No, you gotta. The only way we could really reconcile with somebody, as in a form of a relationship, is change behavior. I'd rather you change your behavior than tell me that you are sorry and you didn't mean it. No, change your goddamn behavior. Change the way how you interact with me. Is what I need you to do.
Okay.
exactly.
Can I ask a question?
Agreed.
When was the
And
last time you forgave
Otis,
somebody?
good day too. Let me see a peace sign, my brother. Thank you.
When was the last time that you guys had to, either you were in a situation where you had to forgive someone or you chose not to? And what made you make that decision?
Oh goodness. Can I go back to the thing first?
Just give me 1 second. Otis, who is this podcast? Good day. Good to see you, sir. How you feeling?
Good day. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, we hear you perfectly. This is my
All
first
right.
time seeing you. How you find the show?
Listen, be totally honest with you, 100% transparent. This is my first time calling, obviously. This is my 4th time watching you. I've been scrolling through YouTube. I have my own YouTube podcast. I'm not here to advertise that at all. Trust me, don't even look me up. I could care less. I just found this topic very interesting. So I just want to chime in a little bit from my own personal edification. I'm 53 years old, not old, not young. But the gentleman said earlier is 100% true. Forgiveness is for you, no one else. I'm going through personal family situations and just life situations. So in order for me to forgive, in order for me to move forward and just to go forward, just to go on with my life, I have to forgive. Now, when you're in the same room with the individual, that's where, in my opinion, the reconciliation part comes into play. I can forgive you, but I don't have to necessarily be in the same room with you, or I don't have to necessarily interact with you anymore. But I forgive you for my own mental health in order for me to move forward. I have to, because it's going to dwell on my soul, my inner spirit, and all that. It has no choice but to do that. And anyone that tells you it doesn't, they don't understand. I'm not going to tell them they're lying, but they just don't fully understand. It wears you down. So in order for you to move forward, you have to forgive. You have to, because it's for you. Forgetting and forgiving is 2 different things. I will forgive you, but stay out my way. Based on, depending on what we did to each other, stay out my way, but I forgive you so I can move forward. That's all I wanted to say.
What's up, Lee? It look like you disagree a little bit. What's your thoughts?
What's popping? Shout out to everybody on the panel and in the chat. Shout out to y'all.
Peace and love to you, Lee. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Brownsville, what's popping, my boy? Me personally, I don't need to forgive you, because once I forget you, that's the end of that. I don't I feel like all these old sayings we use are just like, to me, they so annoying. I'd be like, yo, let's come up with something that we feel, something that's new to us, instead of like something that we've been saying for like 100 years now. Oh, if I need to forgive you, or else it's gonna weigh on my spirit. How if I completely forget you exist? You know what I'm saying? Now,
energy to ignore somebody. That's why.
To that point, exactly, ma'am. Right. It takes energy.
Yo, y'all both just cut me off. Could we be adults here? I ain't cut you off.
Yeah, finish your thought. And also, I want to get.
I apologize. I ain't mean no disrespect. My fault.
Yeah, we just chopping it up. Also, and right after Lee, I want to also get Conrad in there as well. Yeah, finish your thought, Lee.
Again, people gonna use all these different analogies, and it doesn't take any energy for me to forget you. If you don't exist, you just don't exist no more. Now, if it's a family member, I get it. That's a different kind of conversation. But let's say I got a friend, he do me wrong, and I'm like, all right, man, I'm done with this dude. I just forget him. I don't have to forgive him for what he did. You know, I don't have to look back at what he did no more because he's out of my life. If anything, that's where my relief comes from, because you got to look at you got to be able to keep the right people in your circle. And a part of that is being able to let people go and being like, all right, I wish you the best.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. And it does.
So what they were saying, Lee, is that what you are explaining right now is a form of forgiveness. They say what you don't hold on to no anger or no ill will towards the person, you forget the person, you're not dwelling on it. They say even though you don't use the word forgive, they saying that action that you are talking about is forgiveness.
Right. Are we basically saying the same thing? Just word
No,
play?
no. Lee has a point. Have you guys seen that movie?
I don't think we're saying. I don't think we're saying the same thing.
Lee has a point. That's absolutely true. It's a lot harder to forgive. So to forget someone, it's much more simple. It's like the Bronx Tale when the guy owed him $20 and he was about to go fight him, and the mafia guy didn't say. He just said forget it. Now you don't have to deal with that person for the rest of your life. He's not gonna deal with you. He's out your life for $20. You've saved yourself a $20 headache for somebody who's going to be around you for the rest of life, and now you have to hear his conversations. Blah blah blah. It is actually freeing to completely dead somebody in like with no ill intent. If you don't have any bitterness in your heart, you just, hey, you know what? I'm good on you. Now now you're correct. It's harder to do that with family. You can't do that with maybe someone that you love. But if it's an associate or a friend, it is actually a much easier process to forget them and move on.
Wash your hands.
Versus forgiving them.
That's not forgetting. That is forgiving, because you didn't forget what actually took place, did you?
So that's a good question as well. We're gonna come back to that question. Go ahead, Conrad. Let me hear your thoughts. Jumping in now.
Blessing everybody. Can you all hear me?
We can hear you well.
Peace and love, brother.
All right. Peace and love. The aspect of forgiveness, in my opinion, is a necessity of life, because we do have to be able to take in blessings or to take in the next level of life for any individual. You must be able to, in other words, let's not use the word forgiveness. Let's use release. Forgiveness brings a release that allows you to be able to take on more. And you cannot be blessed in your life or take on new ventures or have the clarity of mind necessary to get to the next level if you're always holding on to things in the past, because at certain times it is going to be a hindrance to your own vision. So we need to decide whether forgiveness is both short-term beneficial and long-term beneficial, depending on the situation. To the situation and to those nuances, yes, that can differ person to person. However, I do believe, and this is my personal opinion, that I do believe forgiveness is a necessity, especially for us men, that we need necessary to exercise to get to the next level in life. We can't be bitter on all the days of what mom did or what the ex-girlfriend did or what our ex-boy did. If you're gonna cut him off, you are gonna cut him off regardless of the fact. Let business be business and keep things personal that are personal. Either way, exercise forgiveness and learn how to exercise that so you can release and move on and get to the next level.
That's a interesting point, because it definitely seems like a lot of the people that's in the so-called red pill space, they are holding on to something that happened to them in high school, and they are 40 years old now. They still talking about, when I was in high school, I didn't get no looks. Hey, you was ugly in high school. I'm sorry, you grew into a nice looking man now. Just what it is.
And then that also goes into the misplaced anger and emotional outbursts that we see on this platform on a daily basis. And I got something to say to Lee. I respect everything Lee's saying, and I respect his spirit. But what I want to say is I used to think like him, right? That I could just forget about him and just move on and just cut him off, right? But the universe works in a crazy way. So let's say you don't forgive someone and you just cut them off, right? The way the universe works, they're going to put that person in your same space. And because you didn't forgive them, those feelings are going to come right back up that you had before when you thought you cut them off. So that is
I agree with that.
power.
Yep.
That's the power in forgiveness, right? Because it's for
Right.
you to move forward and settle in your own feelings and emotions. And what happens is once we
Agreed.
heal from our feelings and emotions, then we'll be better at communicating our feelings and emotions to others. That's called emotional intelligence.
There it is right there. I agree with that 100%.
Yes, sir.
100%.
You
We
want to
can
jump
agree
in there,
to
Lee?
disagree, but I agree with that 100%.
I mean, it's multiple heads. There's multiple ways to slay a dragon. Some dragons can have multiple heads. So he right too. You know, we could all be right.
Definitely, yes, sir. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Facts.
That was good, but I do want to talk about the energy part. I believe that holding on to that negativity is a kind of an energy transfer. So again, like with the whole I'm gonna forget you and not forgive you. It is when that person bubbles up again, or even somebody that is not the same human being, but they do the same, they trigger the same emotion in you. You know, all that feeling from somebody that you forgot about is gonna resurface up, and now you screaming and yelling at this person when this person didn't even, necessarily do a tragic moment to you. You know, it happens a lot in these spaces. Somebody would be talking to me, and I would say something that maybe their boyfriend said to them, and then now instantly they triggered, they curse him out. Yep. This is why you motherfuckers ain't shit, because they never forgot. You know what I'm saying? They try to forget the person, but they never actually forgive the action, what that person did. And now me not knowing that I'm triggering you, all that hatred and anger that you have bottled up somewhere in your stomach, and you have these knots in your back and all this, you're not understanding why your neck is cramped up. It's because you're holding on to all that shit that you should have forgave somebody for.
Gotcha.
That energy is real. You gotta let that shit go. And so, like, even though the word release is a funny word, you gotta release that goddamn energy.
I'm glad everybody can say that word a million times over here, and we haven't heard the P word yet. I thank y'all for that this morning. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're having a great build, and we are not agreeing on 100%, and nobody's being disrespectful to the disagreements. This is a beautiful build. Otis, it's like you have some thoughts as well. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was about to say, but real quick, I know it ties in. What's the correlation when I forgave you, I'm done with it. Now, the other person that you forgave, are you concerned with them reciprocating that? Or if you forgave them, you done with it, and it's not on you to be concerned with how they reciprocated, if they accept it or not. You forgave them, so now you're about to move on. Should that not weigh on you anymore? That they're not accepting your quote unquote forgiveness or apology or whatever, you're just moving on because it's just a weight on you. You're done, but you apologize. Should you be concerned with what they feel, or should you be concerned with how, if they accepted your apology or not, or you forgave them? Is that a way?
Wait. Okay, I would like to jump in first if you don't mind. Because
Happy,
it's two different things.
And before you answer, Happy, I also want to welcome to the show, Nice the Beats. Good day.
Top of the day, everybody.
Peace and love. Nice peace.
What's popping?
Indeed, my God.
Go ahead, Happy.
Okay. One, because you mixed it up. One part was you said, should we not be concerned with whether or not they're cool with us forgiving them? And then you switched it also to whether or not maybe it was us that may have needed their forgiving. So which one am I going to touch on?
Apologize. Let's stick on the first part. You're right. Let's stick on the first part. Once you forgive someone, should you be concerned with them forgiving you?
Okay. I feel like for the most part, no. We shouldn't give a crap about it, because if we are distancing ourselves, I mean, it all depends on whether or not we want to reconciliate in the future sometime down the line, but that's different. Just for our forgiveness, for us, absolutely not. We shouldn't be concerned with that. Now, if the other stuff is added on, because remember, it's two different things, then maybe so, whatever, depending on the situation. And I don't think it should depend on who that person is, whether they're blood or otherwise, because we all know family can do you the worst now.
Yes, they
Okay.
can.
So yeah, that's how I feel about that one.
That's
Thanks.
a fact.
Hey, go ahead, Nice to Beast. And also the button is there for you. You probably can see it now, hopefully. If you want to, you could stream it to your audience as well. Otis as well. If you like to, you could stream it to your audience as well. I have no problem with anybody sharing out the stream to their own audience if you'd like to. Go ahead, Nice to Beast. What's your thoughts?
I just wanted to say, like, I think if you have the ability and the power to forget somebody, that's an amazing strength, because we don't really control what we remember and forget. Let's be clear. Our brain is like a computer, and we download information, and that information leaves cookies in our mind. So you may think you moved on from that site. You may think you moved on from that moment, but like somebody else mentioned, once something happens or that same person is put into your area, all of that comes back. It's just like movies. You may have seen an actor before and don't even remember them, but when you see them again, that cookie is triggered. You feel what I'm saying? That cookie is brought to the front. So even something you may have thought you forgot about, you know how many women I thought I forgot? And then a woman walks past me with a similar scent on in the mall. And, oh, shit, she smelled like such and such from high school. Nah, we don't forget. When your brain download information, that information never erases. You may not have the ability to tap into it when you want to, but that information never erases. It's in there. And certain things are going to bring certain memories back to the forefront, whether you want it to or not.
That's a very
I think that's important.
That's a good point.
Good. Who? I think that was Conrad.
I think the information. Yeah, I think the information, as you said, the cookies are necessary to be left there so we can formulate a plan for the future on how to. Hold on, am I tripping?
No, you good. You
The
good.
cookies are necessary.
That was a really good point.
Okay, the cookies are necessary so we can learn and formulate a plan in the now. Forgiveness, there's steps towards ultimate forgiveness, and then there's decisions that are made to reconciliation. That I believe that's more of a business move than an emotional one. But the cookies are necessary so we can formulate a plan and how we can teach ourselves for the future. So that way, when something does trigger us and bring up that cookie, is like, oh no, you triggering something. Was that past situation good or bad? Do you have exact traits of that past situation? Okay, now I know how I'm going to approach you or this situation because you're triggering something from the past. So I don't even really have to react too fast because you or the situation are about to make my decision for me. So the term of forget, you can remove the person and forget the person, not give them your energy. But the lessons that we experience in that to help us safeguard our peace going forward is necessary. So the cookies are necessary.
I agree.
Who the fuck is this? He was quiet for a while. That was good. Hey, who the fuck is this? Would you like to jump in there as well? I want to make sure everybody's good. Naked Slayer, you've been quiet for a while. Would you like to jump in right here? All right, so good. This is a great.
It's my go. I'm so
happy. Do your thing. Hold on, Happy.
I'm joking.
Happy, before you go, hold on. Hold on, Happy. Right before you go, hold on. I got
about to be a situation. Hey.
Mr. Alignment. Is forgiveness simply just understanding? No, it is not simply understanding. It's a lot deeper than just understanding. Understanding is just like the beginning to figure out if you want to forgive the person or just forget the person. Like, it's understanding just the beginning of it. It's not. No,
I've forgiven people that I ain't understand. I still don't understand why they did what they did, but I forgave them and I just stay away from them. Like, I got a cousin that I do not talk to, like, even in the same space. She be like, how you doing? I'd be like, you talk to me. Like, why would you speak to me? Like, I don't talk to her. Like, I give her nothing, but I can't forget her. But I definitely don't give her no energy. Like, I spin. Yo, I'm going this way when she go that way. Like,
damn. Omega Dreads Gaming Channel. He says, hatred always helped me in a fight. Well, yes, in a fight, a physical fight, yes, anger can be channeled, but if you are trying to be professional, we know anger could be a detriment to you as well. So anger is a very tricky thing.
I wonder what he meant by that. Does he mean that
always help me in a fight?
Yeah, I wonder, because that's kind of interesting. I wonder if he means like every time he get into a fight, does he think of the people that he hasn't forgave? You know, and then go, yo, I'm about to
even more. He said,
Right.
"This is for Daddy." Ugh. When Auntie gave me that ass whipping,
dead ass. though. I'm like,
Yo,
It's
like, you know
interesting.
what's funny about that though? Like, I love fighting. Like, I went to high school on a wrestling scholarship. Like, I love fighting. I was the kid that the parents was like, "Yo, stop playing with him. All he want to do is play fight. Why you keep playing with him?" Like,
I
was
swear to
that
God,
kid.
I
But
love
I
fighting.
got to a point where I started to have such a love for people in general that if I didn't really hate you, I might not be
Mhm.
able to punch you in your face. Like, even if we
Damn.
fight, I might slam you up or choke you out or shake you up, but I couldn't just punch you dead in your face if I didn't have some kind of hate for you. Like, because most of the time it ain't
I see
hate.
what you mean.
It's just a lack of mutual respect. And I know how to straighten that right out. But I just
Mhm.
couldn't just.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Some dudes I couldn't just punch in the face either. I was like, man, like, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And then I love fighting, so I was like, what's going on? I feel like
Hey,
I know
remind me to
exactly.
stay on y'all good side. Good Lord.
Sometimes you gotta punch a person out in the face at
it's just
business.
that you
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you be in danger.
you better leave those two brothers alone.
Oh, that's funny.
But I also
Yeah,
want to
man.
jump because we was talking about the way how energy changes and it transforms through each other, right? So when you forgive, but you can't be, you can forgive, but you can't be naive to forget neither.
Energy doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? We can't forget that part as well. And that's a lot of times the problem that we was having the conversation. Some people just be naive to the situation. Now I forgave you, but you can't allow the person in to do it again. Because now you made yourself the victim by allowing it to happen twice and 3 times, and you keep forgetting. And that's where it goes to the relationship part, is why women usually cannot move forward when a man cheats, because his actions doesn't change. He's still doing the same thing. He's good for a month or two. The next day he's coming home late again. Also, he getting weird text messages. He leaving his phone down. He started doing all the same things that's going to trigger her to believe that he's doing all the foul shit again. And he might not be. Who knows? Maybe it's just him. Maybe he's just a shady character. But we can't be naive neither.
Bro, you might have to pay for somebody else cheating because you come in and you putting your phone down, and that's what they remember. They was like, "Oh, the last nigga that was putting his phone down was because of this and this and this." So you can't even have some of the same attributes that the cheating nigga had, or it's gonna put you in that same box.
Okay, now can I say this? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to tie it all in. Let's use that same scenario you just used.
Let's go.
You came in, you put your phone down. You're not cheating. She's assuming you are.
Correct.
Okay, it's been going on for a while. It's false. So now you're frustrated. So now I'm going to forgive you, but I have to go now because I'm tired of you accusing me of cheating, and I'm not cheating. I'm going to forgive you. I have no ill will, but I'm gone. You see the scenario? You feel me? Can you leave that situation? I forgive you, but I'm tired of being accused of cheating, and I'm not. I gave you my phone, so we're not putting my phone down. So I'm just going to walk away and start over. Goodbye.
Ooh. So
I agree. Oh, go ahead.
Ooh, that's hey, because you know, it's very interesting because a lot of people that get misdiagnosed of cheating and they doing everything 100% right. That is a first, like, you know what? I ain't dealing with this shit. I ain't do nothing. I haven't read. Yeah, I've been clean this whole time. You keep accusing me. What I would say to you is this: if you are somebody that's keeping everything clean, that should be the best head you ever get in your life. When you say, "Hey, look at the phone,"
that's a fact. That's a fact. And if she don't do that, it's time to slide.
You feel me? All those months you've been stressing me out, and now you got all the proof that I ain't do nothing. I better get the greatest head ever, God damn it.
If only we could prove that we ain't do nothing. Because even when you prove you ain't do nothing, to some, you just ain't do nothing yet.
Ooh.
Well, that woman need to be by herself.
Facts. Nice. Yo, that's why I'm telling you, a very important question when you...
Or man, for the women, or man.
Yeah, whoever. A very important question is, ask a person to make you a sandwich.
Damn.
See if they ask you what kind of sandwich you want, or if they go make the sandwich the other person liked.
Oh hell no!
Oh damn! You
Hell
got
no.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to Legs for Life with the 10 ball. Learning a lot from this conversation. I needed to hear all of it. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I do appreciate the productive build as well. So thank you everybody that's tuning in. Check this out. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. It puts it onto the iron because some other people might be feeling the same thing. They might need to hear these conversations out in the open because it challenges your thoughts and it keeps your brain moving. So we appreciate every last person. And I definitely especially appreciate the 10 ball, goddamn it, because you know the money made the pussy go whoop whoop.
He just gonna go buy some cucumbers and like some lemon slices or some shit. That's all he gonna.
But yes, but you know that cheating thing is definitely a sign of abuse for some people. It is a strong sign of abuse. Some people take that as like it physically hurts them and they get cheated on. It physically hurt, even though nothing physically happened to them. It takes a physical toll on human beings. It seems like especially women. It seems like it really affects them more than just emotionally.
Nah, I think it. No, I think women. No, I think men. Yeah, I think men. I think men are the worst at it.
Focus for no reason, honey.
Before Happy cooked me up, before Happy cooks me up, right? I want to say that
the whole panel was about to cook you.
Yeah, I think we all was coming for you.
This is my opinion. This is what I think before Happy cooks me up, right? I believe men are more willing to forgive a woman for cheating on him than the other way around. I do not believe that women are more willing to forgive their man the way how.
Oh, he just wanted to throw that wrench in there for no reason. Why he lying, y'all? Why he lying? Anyway, y'all could get him for the last thing before that thing. I'm done. I ain't got shit to say.
Clean it up a little bit.
Yo, S, I agree with you, right? But that's a specific population of men. Most of those men were able to forgive because they was cheating.
Damn.
A faithful dude that been standing strong and doing the right thing, nah, fam. Nah, bro. He bugging. He get cheated on.
I have to drink some water to that. Shit.
For real. You real on that one. Yeah.
That is a very good caveat to what I said. I don't know why I didn't include that in my thought process when I said it.
I mean,
but most of the men, that is a great point. They like, hey, fuck it. I did it 20 times. You got me one time.
Yes. We can put
and yo,
and I'm still pretend to be mad because I don't want to just let it go. So you
right.
Do it again. So I'm gonna still pretend to be a little bit mad, but nah.
Right? Yeah. I don't want. Nah, he handled that nicely. So I'm gonna let him. Let's let that rock.
He cooked me up real quick with that one. So now, what would you say? So are you saying that the woman that accept you, is she the reason why she accepted it because she is either she's about to get her get back, she's just waiting patiently to get her get back, that's why she's accepting you? Or she's already been doing her thing?
No, I actually think women really be deeper in love before we do. We still be operating on the surface sometimes because we do a lot of pretending when it comes to our feelings.
Shit.
She'll be more tapped into her feelings. So she really trying to give this a chance and she really trying to give you a space to grow and mature out of that before she just turn away from something that she feel like she really wants.
That's true. I agree with that. Women fall in love faster. They trying to, they want sensuality. Yeah, they fall in love faster. A man, and please don't get triggered, women. A man is, in the most part, trying to still figure out, no disrespect, if you are a hoe or not, if you loose, or you able to, if I'm able to bring you around to my mama, can I knock you down the first night? If I knock you down the first night, that's a question mark. Are you holding it off? So we trying to figure all that out. A woman is more like, I like you, I love you the third day. They want to be all up under you. So that's how I feel. So, but once a man really invests in you, once you get past the test of I could introduce you to my mama, or I don't care if your high scale count was high, your little number count was high, I'm going to pass all that. I still want you. Now we get into that area of if you cheat on me, I might commit suicide thoughts. It happens. You watch the
Shit.
news every day.
Go ahead, Happy.
Only thing I gotta say about that is he might commit a homicide first. Shit. And he won't commit the suicide. He might have to try. Shit. But I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
all right, what?
Hold on, I got something. Let me see. I'm gonna bring this up.
Yo, hold on. While you thinking, some of it, in my opinion, right, is because a lot of times we get oral sex from women unprotected, even early. Like you will go, like you may not have unprotected sex with a female early, but you will let her suck on you early, right? So ultimately, you leave DNA with her. And that DNA creates a chemical bond, and that DNA makes her body crave for you. So most of the time, she's ingesting
What
DNA
the?
before
Wait,
you.
excuse me. Nice. I'm sorry. Wait a second. Oh, hell no. Wait. We're not doing this, are we? It's too early for the shit. Absolutely fucking not. I don't know who and what the fuck. You find these people at? No.
Hey, I was trying to let you fight on, Beast, but I don't know, bro. I'm
telling you.
Yo.
It'd be a
let me say something real quick. Listen, y'all wildin'. First off, my experience with women do not care about men as much as men do. Okay, we could play this little game like they fall in love with you early, but once they get you to fall in love, don't you head over heels. You willing to pay all her bills, right? Meaning like she come to your crib and you willing to spend everything and she ain't even gotta have nothing, is what most of these men be saying.
That's what
right?
they say.
And when we see most DVs, it ain't the woman, right? It ain't the woman trying to delete the dude. It's usually the dude tripping out. Yo, you with Duke, da. I can't deal with it. I'm about to X-nay both of y'all. So I'm telling y'all. And yo, listen, when I was in Jersey, bro, most of my female friends were strippers and the bottle girls and shit, right? Man, I'm telling you, bro, they will tell you the realest shit about women, bro. They'll tell you like the most deepest inner thoughts, like how these women be feeling. I'm telling y'all, women will go suck his dick and come suck mine, then go do him, and they won't even feel
And
that
don't
shit,
forget
bro.
his woman. Even though his woman don't got the CP, you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, Happy,
and then they'll go sleep with their girlfriend too. So I'm telling y'all,
about the that you leaving you leaving a chemical connection with these women. But if you have an opportunity,
if you ever have an opportunity where you're like, I'm not sure what to do, then just come inside. Okay?
Yikes!
Wow.
Holy
No. See, and this is why my old behind don't even be on none of this internet like that. Okay, this is too much for me.
Just for the record, I wasn't smashing none of these women. Like they were my friends and shit. You feel me? And I wouldn't smash it because I'm like, yo, you shiesty to the motherfucker to men. Like, yo, before Cardi B came out and told everybody that she was drugging men and shit, that shit, bro, in New York, New Jersey, I was chilling with shorties. I was like, yeah, we just got him. Out the brand. I'm like, yo, crazy. See, a lot of people don't grow up in these very big neighborhoods where it's an influx of a lot of people. So you meet a lot of personalities. Like Gracie, people from New York understand what I'm saying. But if you ain't grow up in those areas where it's like a lot of fucking people and you could just meet a ton of people in a day, then you're not going to understand. You're going to think that I done tried to sleep with this girl to meet her or whatever. Nah, just linking up. You know, we at the train station, yo, let me see your number. But I'm telling y'all, women cold in a motherfucker. Boy, cold.
Hey, listen, Lee. All I'm
Can
saying
I
is
share one story with y'all?
Hey, Lee, all I'm saying is this Pennsylvania judge is arrested for shooting her ex-boyfriend while he was sleeping. How did this happen, Lee? This going against
never
what you
said
was
it
just
don't
saying.
happen now, my boy. I never said
Sonia
it don't.
McKnight, she faces some serious charges for attempt murder because clearly, so he survived. That's crazy. Aggravated assault after trying to take her ex, right? The accusations stem from alleged shooting of her ex-boyfriend. Now is alleged, so because she ain't guilty yet, so you gotta be careful. Right. I don't want to get sued.
Alleged
in a Harrisburg home on February 10th. So the details of the case is revealed as we review it, right? So according to reports, McCoy had attempted to end his relationship with McKnight, prompting the violent confrontation that led to the shooting. McKnight is said to have shot McCoy in the head while he was asleep and then attempted to mislead him into believing that it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound, that he did it to himself in his sleep.
She tried to trick him into thinking he shot himself.
He shot himself, bro.
That's diabolical.
I'm telling women are some cold pieces, bro. Cold piece. That's cold. Yo, the man shot at him like, yeah, shot.
That is wild. So this is hey man, listen, these women are vicious. Men got to start understand that women are vicious and they scary as well. You gotta be careful. This is why I say the most important person.
Listen, men and women are vicious.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's very vicious. And
Where do we get it from?
And the most important decision you can make in your life is who you sleep with, who you lay down with. The person that you decide who's your partner is the absolute. It's not where you live. It ain't your job. It ain't college. It's who you say, you are my person, and we going to sleep together. You are the person that's making my food. You don't
listen. Remember, I told y'all I thought for years I was suffering from insomnia, and meanwhile, it was guilt. It was guilt because I know I'm sleeping next to women I'm doing dirty, and I can't. No wonder I can't sleep good. No wonder I can't get comfortable. No wonder I can't get into a deep sleep. I know if she happened to look through my phone, she gonna throw up, and she might shoot me in my sleep.
Damn, you being real about it. Hey, you being real about it.
Have you had a woman threaten you like with a knife or like try to mace you or some shit?
Yes. Never mace, but absolutely. I've had the knife thing. Oh yeah, cars. I hit you with this car.
Yeah, that's a New York thing. You said that knife thing. He better stop playing. You just said they are from you. You already know.
Yeah.
You know the first thing a woman do is run to her car.
Women, bro,
she's either gonna use her car to hit you, or she's gonna use your car to burn it, scratch it, flat the tires. She's gonna do something to or with a car because they don't have the physical strength to do it to you. So they need to
or use your car as a notepad with a knife as the pen and leave a nice little message. Yeah, I've been through all that.
Sugar in your tank and just
nah, that's that Jersey shit. We ain't worried about no shit.
That used to happen all the time in my neighborhood.
Oh God!
So,
So, hey, fellas, be careful because even though we know women are dangerous, but nobody's gonna assume that a judge is gonna be this dangerous. This is a highly educated human being or somebody that knows the law, and like most people not going to look at this human being as somebody that is a possible danger to them. That is
that was a judge. That was a judge.
Are you going to be following the case?
That was a judge.
He's a judge. So it's not just because we got to get past that stereotype that only people from impoverished neighborhoods is just violent. You could make somebody snap. It doesn't matter how smart. If they snap, they snap. Whatever that is that happened in their mind, and they turn on that killer instinct function in their brain, that fight or flight, that lizard brain, whatever they want to call it.
Hey, Cuzzo, can you hear me? Am I coming
yes,
through?
we hear you great. Go ahead.
So when I hear about stories like that, I wonder in the back of my mind, what did that dude do?
Oh, I think we all did.
That woman to snap like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't just put it all on a woman, right? Like, women are able to endure a lot of suffering and pain. We've seen it all throughout the years. So when we see these stories that the woman snapped on the dude, I just wonder, what did this dude put this woman through? How much did she suffer? How much did she endure before she decided to, you know what, I'm just going to take him out? You know what I'm saying? We got to discuss that too.
I agree.
I mean, yo, that's
I don't know.
I don't agree.
I don't know
with
if
that,
we can really discuss that because I don't care what somebody else did to you. It is no reason to go to violence.
Exactly. Thank you, Bracy. Yeah, man, that's crazy.
I don't care what you did.
Because hold up, because real quick, because we could just say, off that analogy, black men should just be bodying shit. Because it's based off of black men, like based off our history and what we went through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
because
nothing
especially
should-
when we
go
was
ahead.
having a conversation earlier, that kind of ties into earlier with the community having forgiveness and saying stop using disrespect as a form to be violent. Stop using all these things. We need to forgive. We need to. He was saying that you gotta expect disrespect, so this way you don't have to react violently. So this way, when it happens to you, you understand that what it is, and you approach it accordingly instead of approaching it with violence. Approach it with understand that people are going to innately be disrespectful. So when somebody says something disrespectful, do not try to jump into physically harming a human being. So no, I think no matter what that man did, unless he physically assaulted her, ain't no reason to pop him in the back of the head. And then how you feel at that too? What kind of gun was that? I want to know. Shit.
Pew pew pew. 22.
It wasn't no. I guarantee you, it wasn't a 22.
I can't believe we made light of that, but we did. We still figured out a way. We still figured out a way to do it. I didn't mean to. I promise you, I did not mean to. It was not my fault. That was all nice. It was all his fault. I want to jump into the trigger Mike. Yeah, I'll go.
Look at you, triggered.
Killer Mike. Did y'all see the clip that Killer Mike told the young boy that he's pretty much being a dream killer inside the school?
No, I didn't. You have it? Can you play it? No, I haven't seen
I
it.
do have it. It's kind of wild to me. I was surprised and shocked that it happened by Killer Mike, somebody that he kind of like is an advocate to build up communities. So let's go ahead.
Cure for cancer. I'm going to make a rocket that can go into the sun.
What do you want to do, Hero?
President, and I will make
You want to be a president? Yes, Mason.
I forgot to tell you, I'm going to be a scientist, remember?
Yes.
And I'm going to make this potion that will make my whole family superheroes.
You owe your parents not to dream big. You owe it to your parents to dream practical and start making money as soon as you can. Like, you're not going to be able to be president.
That's bonkers. I'm just gonna say that. That's crazy.
Off the service starting off, it sounds bonkers. I didn't hear the whole complete scenario, but based on what he just said, that wasn't there. There is some truth. Reality, here's the thing. There is some truth to that, but is it how you interpret it? Do you really express that to a young man that young, even though there is some truth to that? Because you cannot defy or deny the truth. The odds of him being president is very, very high. Come on now. But do you kill it that young? That's the question. And the delivery of that. You have to be real.
So now
and that, I say to you, yes, you do kill it that young. You want to know why they killed it for us that motherfucking young? How old are we up here on this panel?
So
I'm just saying, no.
I hear you, Happy,
but
but here's the thing, Happy. My problem with it, the biggest problem I have with it, this little kid, on the other hand, said he want to make a potion to make superheroes. He said, I want to turn my whole family into superheroes. Why he didn't turn to that kid and say, hey, you are being delusional. You're going to have some kind of understanding that you cannot make superheroes and turn people into Captain America by making some science serum. But he went to this young man.
That's your question. But was that guy white or black that made that statement about the potion?
Well, I wasn't finished, but yeah, go ahead.
Right. I mean, I can replay it.
The kid
was white. That's why. And it's Killer Mike. That's why.
I don't give you delusional little white boy.
He's not tripping off that white boy. He tripping off the brother. No disrespect, but he's tripping off the brother. The white boy could think he can make a potion for Superman and Aquaman all he want. We know that ain't gonna happen. But he wants the reality set in for that young brother. That's
the problem I have with it, because now it's twofold. So first you killed his dream, and then also you make sure you killed his dream in front of his counterpartner. So you killed it in the two different ways. You allow him to say he could create superheroes, like superheroes. He allowed him to say that, and he didn't even say the president of the United States. He said a president. So he could have delved deeper into the a president. Hey, you could be the president of a company. You could be the president of this.
Exactly,
He could have delved deeper into it so he could build the young man up and steer it into more of a reality thing, like what you saying, podcast. You know what I'm saying? So like, hey, President of the United States, that's very difficult. It's only been 45 of those in the history of America. So, you know, that's but a president of what, young man? What do you mean by a president in the first place? But he killed it right away. He took that sword, hurrah! And now you go ahead and make you the next Captain America. I agree with you.
You know what? But you have to understand, Siobhan, he may have been suffering from PTSD from the presidents of America already. You know, Killer Mike has been here. He has lived through it. Maybe as soon as he heard the word president, he just fucking seen red and was like, no, you better not. You know, I'm just saying.
It's possible. Go ahead, Lee.
Listen, there's a phrase that say, and it's an old one, right? I'm going back to those old phrases. They say, shoot for the stars. So if you miss them, you still land on the moon. So what he just did was tragic.
Reverse that, sir. Reverse it.
Yeah, shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you put amongst the stars.
Yes.
Right, some bullshit like that, right?
Yes, sir.
But race,
yes, sir.
Nah, you just killed the whole argument. You said it was bullshit.
Let him get it out. Let him get it out. Go ahead, Lee.
No, but like I get what he tried to do, but yo, you can't do that to some little kids.
No.
At least they want to, like the kid saying, "I want to create a potion to make my parents superheroes," could mean in translation as an adult, I want to be the guy that creates a drug that makes all of our immune system go up by 100%, which is could be doable and will happen in the future. We won't be here, but it will happen. So it's just like Gracie.
Go ahead, Lee.
No, I just wanted to say that they do have those potions already. That we do have cures. We have cures and we've had cures. I wanted to add that in, sir.
No, it's no problem. I appreciate your your input. But no, that's all I'm saying is that we want these kids to aim high, you know.
Yes.
And I think that him like going after the my melanated little man right there was kind of chill. You should have swung for the fences. I would have took your side if you swung on the other. Like you can't create no potion. I'm just sick of stop telling our little kids negative things, bro. I'm sick of it. When I was a kid, they was saying terrible things when I was a kid. Don't tell these kids nothing bad no more. Just tell them good things, man.
Unlikely.
Yes,
okay, let me ask a question. Okay, I know you have kids, Sharon. Do you have any kids? The rest of the panel, do you have kids?
Yes.
I have one daughter.
Yes.
Okay. Well, my daughter's 28. She's not a child anymore. But my point is this. When the way I parent and I get looks, people question me, my own family, but I get it. I don't question nobody how they rear their kids as long as they're not abusing them physically or verbally. But how you take care of your own home is on you. The way I raised my child, I was always upfront and forward with her, especially dealing with men because she's my only child and she's a daughter. So I'm always like that. So with the way Killer Mike came, that's how I am. Agree or disagree, agree. I understand we have to just agree to disagree, but I'm straightforward. I don't have no filter. I want my daughter to know what's up with these men out here. If you open up your legs, don't call rape because you wanted it. Be selective. I'm real about that.
Real quick, Otis. You are changing the conversation, though. Real quick, just real quick. You are changing the conversation. Talking to a woman about boys is exactly what I think you should do with force. And talking to girls. I mean, talking to boys about girls is what a man and a woman should be doing. It like every year should be some knowledge on the opposite sex. So you are changing the conversation just a skosh.
No, I'm trying to tie it in, but you're right. I'm trying to tie it in. So with that being said, and thank you for bringing me home. I got ADHD, so let's bring it back home.
Me too. So I get it.
With that being said, if I tell my child and she comes to me, hey, daddy, I want to be the vice president of the United States, and she came to me at 7 to 8 years old, I'm going to honestly tell my daughter, that's not going to be realistic. You could be the president of your own company, and I can help you do that. Let's find a product. Let's figure out what you want to do, a service. But becoming a president of the United States or vice president, that's a little bit unlikely. But we could work towards something close to that, though. That's how I disagree.
I disagree. I think we do need to teach our children that they can have delusional ideas and go ahead and chase those delusional ideas, because that's the only way you could become the greatest of all time, like LeBron James. Imagine tell LeBron James you could never be in the conversation of Michael Jordan, and you kill that killer instinct in him from 8 years old. But since he had the idea that I'm gonna just play the best I can be, he had this delusional idea that even though I'm a poor kid from Akron, I could go and play in the NBA and be the greatest stat person of all time in the NBA, which only about 5,000 people ever played in the NBA. The whole time it's been around. It's been around like 75 years. Only 5,000 people ever even played in the NBA, and he's one of the greatest to ever do it. So if we don't allow our children to have imagination and be delusional to go and chase something that's crazy, that's why the term comes out, shoot for the moons, and if you miss, you sit amongst the stars, is why that whole ideology is even existing. Because you want your kids to have a healthy delusion of trying to chase something. Imagine telling Elon Musk, you ain't gonna never be able to build cars that drive itself. Are you gonna put a car in space? Are you gonna make your own rocket ship?
And he believes
you don't need the government. I don't even need the government. I'm gonna go build my own rocket ship and send it into space. All these things is delusional.
Right.
But then he made it into reality.
Can we say that it's not delusional if it already exists?
That's what I was about to, yes, Happy.
Like,
how
come on,
delusional
it's
is
not
it?
delusional if it exists.
Yeah.
Like Obama.
So what I said in the beginning, like I was laughing about, I was joking, but like, let's be serious. Like, come on now. But we can we actually say, oh, that's delusional? No, it's not delusional if it exists.
Yeah, I think it's that word delusional just a little, but I get what you're saying. Great point. Great point. But dang,
To drive your point home, Sharon, is we got to understand as Black people as well that our ancestors were big dreamers. That was the reason why they were able to progress and excel at a fast rate coming from slavery. You know what I'm saying? They were big dreamers.
Yes.
So
wow.
we can never quell the dream of our youth. You know what I'm saying? Because the advancements that we see in technology and robotics and medicine and all those things is because kids was allowed to dream of a better way, a smarter way, an easier way of doing things. So we got to allow these kids to continue to dream so that we can continue to progress as a people, especially our people.
And as it is Black History Month, I think we should be sharing more of the inventions that Black people created. There are so many of them that are still relevant today. Obviously, people are still using them. Like, let's be clear, if it wasn't for a Black person, let's just throw that in there. Yes, as we tying it all in together.
But will we only share the ones
No
they gave us
delusions
credit for,
here.
or will we share the ones that they stole too?
No, I said everything. Everything, meaning yes, absolutely.
Majority of them they stole. All of them.
Everything. Let's include country music, because for some reason everybody thinks
telephone.
Black people didn't create that either. We created all the genre. But no, I'm gonna leave it alone. But no. Also about the more important things about like the health and the sciences and things like that, what we were just discussing. The more important things. But yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, Lee.
I appreciate you. I feel like this is a really good conversation, right? So when we first started speaking, right, I remember Otis saying, just hold on, let me try to get this right. Did Trigger Mike say that to the Black boy? And then we went, yes. And then he continued to say, no, that's what he's doing, because he ain't worried about the other one. He worried about his people, right? So it kind of makes me want to speak to the mindset of telling our people what's negative about them and thinking that it will help them besides the latter. It kind of makes me want to like have that conversation in a way. Like y'all get where I'm coming from?
Yes.
Good point. Good point. I like. Damn. I hate we getting deep. It's too early to get deep. I had my coffee.
Yeah, we get deep. Brownsville turned it up.
Nah, it's never too late, baby. Come on with it. Come on with it.
Killer Mike did it unknowingly, but it doesn't negate the fact that that's what he did. Because I heard what you said. I'm hearing the words you use. He did it unknowingly, and we as a people, we do tend to do that.
Yeah.
So great point. I can't say shit when you're right. Great point. I can't admit it myself.
And he did it from a place of trauma.
But you tried to do it in
he
a
did it from a
positive
place
way.
of trauma. That's what he did it
because
damn, I like that.
For me, until
I want to hear everybody's example.
For me, I was sitting back waiting, trying to think like how I really felt about it before I spoke. And I was listening to all y'all points. And until Brownsville spoke, I was kind of torn. You know what I mean? And I was torn because I remember growing up feeling like, yo, man, these people lied to me, telling me I could be anything I want. And every time I try to be something, they put a block in the way. They throw an obstacle in the way. They divert me. You know what I mean? So y'all lied to me. Y'all just wanted to keep me hard working because it's the hard workers at the bottom really that keep this thing going. It ain't the people at the top. It's the people at the bottom that keep this thing moving. Those are the important cogs. You know what I'm saying? So they got to inspire us to keep working and chugga-lugga. So a part of me felt like, nah, some of that shit do be a lie just to keep us going. But he makes an excellent point. We don't get the greatness out of us if we don't dream big and don't dream beyond just the scope of what we've seen already.
It's bizarre. Bars.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to somebody, Lion. Good combo. Looking forward to seeing more shows like this. I appreciate it. And that's how we got to keep building things. We got to keep on supporting it. $1 goes a long way. It just shows everybody that, yes, we enjoy this and we're going to keep things moving. And it helps other people that not sure if they want to, because a lot of people, they like to be involved with the mess, and it's easy to be involved in the mess and laugh and joke, but they scared to say that they are part of an intellectual conversation as well as we build forward to have productive conversation. They scared. We know it's a good population, especially of our people, are afraid to say that I'm smart and I'm intelligent because a lot of times they get teased for knowing words. Oh, you talking white. Oh, you acting like this. Oh, you acting like this. And they kind of get ostracized out of the community. So we got to promote it and say like, this shit is cool as well. It's cool to have conversations without us screaming and yelling and not always just talking about dick and pussy. Somebody lying. Great panel of men. Very impressive. Thank you. I really appreciate that. No bullshit. I really do. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to come. I appreciate it.
So you know what?
So I wanted to get everybody's point of view of that. Like I wanted to hear Sharon's point of view of that, of us telling ourselves the things that are negative, thinking that we helping, each other, like, yo, don't do that, instead of kind of giving each other that more enlightened feeling of yo, you could do it, and just kind of leading,
So I believe that it's a lot of dream killers, and it's kind of what Otis said. I don't think people do it on purpose. It's their own trauma. They look at themselves like, imagine telling Kanye, when he first said to somebody, I'm going to sell 10 million records. They probably like, yeah, all right. You in your mother's little apartment room trying to make beats that nobody even heard of you yet. Anytime I want to make 10 million. But if Taylor Swift said I'm going to sell 10 million records, that same person be like, yeah, girl, you can do it. I love that song, even though you could barely play guitar and barely dance. So like it's the same thing. We always tell our people that they can't do it. They got this hurt. It's okay. It doesn't matter how difficult the thing is. We still got to jump through those goddamn hoops. It doesn't matter if they're not. It doesn't matter if it's blockades in front of us. We got to tell our youth, hey, I don't care how big your dream is. You need to dream even bigger. You want to be just the president of the United States? No, say I want to be president of the fucking world. Dream bigger. You can do it. You can be the first one.
Can I ask you a question right in there? What do you think? Do you think that type of mindset speaks to the control of the other side, the opposition? Like does it speak to the existence of some form of control that created that type of narrative where it's like, yo, talk negative to each other? Do you think that's like that comes from like our history where like, yeah,
I think it goes back to what Nice to Be said. It's like you realize whatever at point you realize at your age that damn, they lied to me. This American dream is not really what they said it was going to be. So inertly, when you have your kids or your nephews or nieces or whatever, and you try to instill within them, it's going to automatically come out what you had your trauma with. So
With
I tied that
protection.
into, because you kind of changed my mind a little bit. When Killer Mike's, I didn't really have a problem with what he said, but now that when you broke it down so eloquently, I do a little bit now. But the issue is, at what age or at what point,
right?
In an individual's life, do you be realistic with them and tell them, hey, remember when you were 7 or 8, you said you want to be the president? Now you're what? I don't know, 18, 17, you're 15, your grades this. We see a whole lot more now. We get to reality of the situation. Your brains develop more. Now how are you going to talk to this young man and daughter? Are you still going to tell your C level average child you're going to be president?
No,
I'm not trying to be funny, but all that comes into
I think eventually reality does come into play. But when
Right.
these kids look like they less than 8 years old. That ain't the time to let that kid be a
agree.
kid. Let that
That's- yeah, I
imagination
got you.
run.
Yes.
So now because what he really was having was a conversation with a little kid like he was a grown man. That is the issue.
Yeah.
That's not a grown man. Now you can have that conversation with us, 20, 18, even 16. You can have that, hey, listen, you said you want to be president. You know, the way how you've been moving your life is going to be even, you lessened it more because you don't got the 4.0. You don't got the opportunity to go to Harvard or Yale or Princeton because all of our presidents came out of one of those three. You ain't go there. So now we need to start to change your trajectory. Where are you going? What is the best trajectory for you? You have to do something different because the way how it's set up with every other president, if you study them, and if he didn't study, so you wasn't even studying your craft. You didn't study the people that came before you. So there's a lot of things that we can start having as reality now because you ain't moving in that direction. So now we can have a different conversation. But that little 7, 8-year-old,
yeah.
let him
Okay, can I say one thing to add on to that? And I think this plays a factor too. Let's look at the messenger. We're talking about, I believe Killer Mike is 45 years old. A mature man who's been on the political activist side majority of his whole life.
Right.
His demeanor is what it is. His no nonsense, his no tolerance, and not trying to be funny. He's on, well, I'm 53, I'm not old, but we know where we at in life. We have less time here than more time. So in his mind, not being psychotherapist, he's going straight for the truth, straight for the jugular. Look at the messenger versus his father or his mother, someone trying to groom him in that more loving way. Look at the messenger. Don't miss the message. But I get the point, though. I really do. Harsh a little bit for that 8-year-old. We don't know how much
way too harsh for that 8-year-old
in the near future.
And I also want to welcome to the show Chicago Rilla. What is your thoughts, Chicago Rilla?
Peace to the guys, man. Peace, dirty Jersey in this motherfucker, man. Hey, listen, I just heard Killer Mike, and I just had to pull up real quick to see it. You know, I'm out of the loop. I'm still doing a bunch of moving and packing.
I can play the video for you again if you like.
The brother that was just, well, yeah, I guess you could. I don't want to take away from the show, though. I don't want you to make any adjustments for me, because I think the brother. Go ahead, go for it.
Run it back.
Let's see.
Do you guys know what a carpenter is?
Yeah. Yes, my dad worked for a carpenter and now he has his own business. I'm trying to find the cure for cancer. And I'm going to make a rocket that can go into the sun.
What do you want to be, Ron?
A president?
Oh wow, that was a really interesting
You want to be a
thing.
president? Yes, Mason.
I forgot to tell you, I'm going to be a scientist, remember?
Yes.
And I'm going to make this potion that will make my whole family superheroes.
You owe your parents not to dream big. You know, you owe it to your parents to dream practical and start making money as soon as you can. Like, you're not going to be able to be president.
Bruh.
Do you guys know what a carpenter is?
Yo, that is vicious.
Shit hurt, right?
No, that shit is vicious.
Y'all tripping, man. It ain't
that shit hurt, bro. Damn.
So just for I got a question more because I don't want to start judging Killer Mike, right? Do y'all feel like that was a skit? Like they was just like it was a
Oh, that's a good point.
No, I think that's Killer Mike. I think that's Killer Mike.
No, I think that's a skit.
I felt like it might have been like a controlled
If you call it a
Yeah,
skit, you gotta be
he's-
calling him a sell. If you call it a skit, you gotta be calling him a sellout there because
That's why I tried to change it from skit. More of like a controlled test, a more controlled.
Nah,
You know how
I don't think he play like that.
dolls and let
Nah, I don't think Killer Mike plays like that. I don't think he plays like that. I think it could be a skit. So I make way. I make way for it, for the fact that it could be a skit. But let me just deal with it as it is, right? Let's say it's true, right? So the first thing I would say, and maybe you guys have already said it, regardless of what Killer Mike says, the biggest influence should be whoever's at home teaching him. So whether Killer Mike says he could be or could not be, that outside validation should not take precedence over what his parents are teaching him, right? So Killer Mike shot him down. Okay, cool. But you also gotta, I think somebody talked about, you gotta look at the messenger, and this is where it counts. You gotta look at Killer Mike's track record of being an entrepreneur, of coming up in Atlanta. He talks all the time about, the way he was raised in Atlanta. Excellence was the basic expectation. It wasn't the fact that you was Black. It was just the fact that you was excellent, period. So you're competing, period, right? So again, to me, regardless of what he said, and that did sound harsh, right? That's why I'm like, dang, that might be a skit. I can't really see Killer Mike saying that. And we don't have any other clips of him ever saying that to a group of kids. And he spoke to plenty of them, right? So we don't have any other clips. So that's why I'm like, it might be a skit, but let's just take it at face value. If we take it at face value, it's harsh. Yes, it sounds harsh, but the world that these kids are being prepared for in the way that we're preparing them no longer is it. So say like for me, I'll be 50 in August, right? I'm turning 50. I cannot train and raise my kids for the world that as I see it. I have to train and develop them for the world that they are actually in the process of creating. Some of us being created for them.
So how do you tell them the world that they're being created in, and they're the ones going into that world? You're leaving that world in a way. Like that world is like, so you kind of can't, like we talk like kids aren't like have a understanding of their surroundings and what's happening. Like even you, when you were Chicago Rilla, like baby Rilla, you feel me? You was understanding the world at like 8 in a way that your parents couldn't. You know what I mean? Like,
but you still with the parents' job. I think
Chicago Rilla.
Go ahead, my bad.
That young lady, the Japanese Black girl that played tennis. I forget her name right now. But
Naomi Osaka. Naomi Osaka.
Her mother took her to a tennis match at 7 years old to see Serena play, and she said, "Mommy, I want to be like that."
Coco Golf too.
And guess what happened? Her mother said, "Okay, we can do that," and she became that.
Exactly.
So that means that if somebody could be, because that is a delusion to say that I'm going to be as good to play at Wimbledon and all these places on BOT, being one of the top ranked tennis players. That is a delusion.
When you're
most people cannot do that.
Sharon, key word.
Who took her?
Wait, who took her, Sharon?
I believe it was her mama.
Come on.
Not Killer Mike. Who took her?
Right. So now
Kanye.
It wasn't Killer Mike.
Yep.
Right. Now imagine if she was at school and somebody that had power or the
imagine if Trigger Mike was there giving a conversation like this to her.
Right. Imagine if Killer Mike did say that. She got her mother all good and granted, but when they presented Killer Mike into this place, and they said he's a rapper, he's successful, this, that, and this little boy is looking at this man as like, I could be that, and you just get your dream shut down. That's going to be a very big blow to an 8-year-old.
Sharon,
I disagree. I disagree. Again, and I'll go on mute after this, I promise. But listen, go back and watch Jesus. Go back and watch that documentary. All that, Don, the reason why Kanye moved with so much confidence, the way his mama instilled in him and invested in him, you couldn't tell him nothing. So again, take Naomi Osaka, and her mom is taking her to Wimbledon and these tennis matches and all this other stuff. And Killer Mike says that to her. She gonna say, my mama said I could be whoever I want. And you move accordingly. I think we put too much emphasis. Again, this is the case for 2-parent household nuclear family. Because we put too much emphasis on these public figures and celebrities to raise our kids for us. That's not Killer Mike's responsibility. I don't give a fuck what he say to mine. Real talk. Because my word better. Go ahead.
It's not him
Go
raising
ahead.
him, Chicago. It's about him influencing the idea in his thought that he cannot be as big as he want to be. That's the part that we really talking about. It's not about him raising. It's
Yeah,
just
it sound harsh.
that one negative thought could change his whole brain function.
I
and how he's
disagree.
moving.
Damn. That's a lot to put on a celebrity, though, Sharon.
Wait,
But
but
it's
let's not
I
even
agree with that. I agree with that. Can I ask you a question, Sharon? You have daughters, obviously, you have kids. You are a strong influencer in your home. I have no doubt about that. I'm not even questioning that. I'm pretty sure you're telling your kids the right way, the right things, all that. They go to school, a guest speaker shows up, Beyonce or whoever it is, Doja Cat. I love Doja Cat. That's why I said Doja Cat. She shows up. She makes a statement. Are you saying, or are you hoping that what you taught or your wife taught your daughter is going to be so strong that no matter what Doja Cat say to her, she's going to rely on the upbringing of her parents? That's what you have to do, because the outside world is the outside world. Once that child leaves their house, a lot of people are going to be in their ear. They have to rely on their recall. I ask my daughter all the time at 28, all the things that I taught you as we were growing up, do you have recall when I'm not around? I asked her that today at 28, and she says, yes, Daddy. I remember most of the things that come up when I'm in certain situations. That's all you can do. So the question is,
mine's the same
is
way.
Killer Mike the stronger influence, or is the person at home?
So I don't think he's the stronger influence, but I think his negative comment will put a stain in that little kid's brain. So say if my child, because my child, she does rap, and my other child, the oldest one, she make beats. So now if they out there grinding it, because I've been making them get into music since they was 5 years old, so they know they got musical talent. But if they moving in a certain place and say, for example, my daughter, she likes Megan Thee Stallion, she go to Megan Thee Stallion, and Megan Thee Stallion says, "You ain't gonna never be me." It's going to trigger one or two things. Either it's going to make her quit, or it's going to make her hate her so bad that she's going to make sure she prove that she is greater than her. Or and that one thought is going to put a stain in her. And I got to try to cultivate her to keep on that motivation. It's going to hurt. It's going to sting. And that's why they always say you got to be careful of meeting your idols.
But I think even in that
and before they said be careful of me and your idols, they said you shouldn't have no idols before that. Okay. The hell? Nobody told you to let them have a conversation, take a picture, keep it moving. They don't need to tell your child nothing. Okay.
Go ahead, Nice. We're gonna let Nice finish his thought, and then we're gonna let Unk Man onto the shit.
But yeah, I think that scenario is slightly different, because you're right. If someone you're a fan of that's in the field you're aspiring to be in tells you that, I agree. That may dampen your light a little bit, or like you said, make you go harder. But we're talking about a situation where these kids don't know who no Killer Mike is. Them kids don't listen to no Killer Mike. They don't know, like you said, you had to tell us who he was, and we still only slightly grasp it. Because even the awards, we don't know the significance of none of that stuff y'all talk. So that's not someone. And listen, ain't not near kid in there say they wanted to be a rapper.
Luckily.
So I think that's a little bit different than, you know what I mean? A random celebrity coming in here that you had to be told who he is and what he accomplished.
It's also it's a part two to what he said too, as well, by the way, if y'all want to hear it.
Yeah, most definitely.
The conversation
can go with that Afro theme, man.
Why you got the soul glow? Why you got the soul glow?
Hold on. Okay, there we go. You got to brush the eyebrows to show you really mean it.
Hey, LL, you wanna come in now, or you want me
real
to
quick? Just real quick. So everybody knew I grew up in foster care. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm blessed overall because, you know, my biological mom was a true gangster of the city I live in, a true gangster. But long story short, my foster mom, you know, is just my matriarch. I didn't know anybody else, just her. I got an older brother who's my patriarch, but he was barely there because he was always off in college. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, back when I was younger, believe it or not, I used to be like really, really, really smart. So one day I told her, I'm like, because we were really big on Black history. If you really ever listen to me, I know a lot of Black history. She used to make us read books and shit like that, like all the time, math, science, and then Black history. So anyway, I'm in one day, I'm looking out the window. I love stars. I love astrology. Not even astrology. Like Aquarius and all that goofy shit. Astronomy, excuse me. So long story short, I told her one day, I'm like, yeah, I want to be the first black man on Mars. And she laughed at me. I would never forget that shit. That day, from that day, I was like, man, well, fuck this shit then. What the fuck I'm working so hard for then? I had to be maybe 12, 13. And I'm telling you, I used to be like crazy smart. After that, I was like, man, fuck this shit. The number one person in my life, who's supposed to be the number one person in my life, told me, she laughed at me. She didn't even say shit about it. She just laughed. You know, like, oh, that's not even accomplishable. You know what I'm saying? But words weigh heavy on kids, man. Watch what you say. These celebrities and shit, they're not supposed to be their idols. That's why Lil Wayne had that mixtape, I Am Not an Idol, or whatever the fuck he said. You know what I mean? So we're supposed to be, as parents, of the idol to our children, but the way these celebrities are dumbed up, shit is dumbing our kids down. That's all I want to say. Good look, Sharon. What's up to everybody? My bad. What's up, Sharon? What's up, everybody on the panel? What's up, brother?
That was a great bill, because it talks to how something could stain on you, right? Even if you could fight past it, it's something that sticks with you when somebody says something so negative against your developing brain. It hurts. It stings when you say you can't be president. It stings when you hear somebody big, grown, because you got to understand how the 8-year-old's looking to this man. He's looking up to this man that they brought to the classroom, no matter if they know he's a celebrity or not, because maybe the kid don't know he's a celebrity, but the fact that he's looking up to this big black man that they brought to school, and as he's already have authority over the children.
Hey, Robin, you funny.
Hey, drunk man, can I ask you a question?
Sharon.
Drunk man, let me ask you a question if you don't mind, sir.
What's up, G?
You said you remember that at the age of 11 or 12. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I have a daughter.
Okay. How old is your daughter?
8.
Okay.
About to be 9 next week.
Perfect. Beautiful. I'm pretty sure it did, but does that affect how you talk to your daughter, how you encourage her, or if she says say, for example, not to put you on the spot or anything, you don't even have to answer this, like a thought process. If she says something that's kind of like, I wouldn't say out of the norm, but kind of like high out there for us dreamland. She wants to be whatever. How would you handle that situation?
Flat out, all I have to say is you can do anything you put your mind to, but all you have to do is practice. You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna be shit if you're not practicing. If I don't see you practicing, it's gonna be very hard to attain. Okay. I'm very, very blunt with my daughter, very honest. You know what I mean? I want to be the first one to break her heart, so nobody else out here is looking lost and shit. You know what I mean?
Damn, that was deep.
I'm just saying. I don't want nobody else telling my daughter no other goofy shit. Let me do it, just so I can tell her what's real, what's right, what's wrong. That's it.
Let's see the second part. Let's see the second part to it. So as we keep building this productive conversation, I'm gonna keep using the word productive until it gets stuck in my brain.
Kids, we're gonna forget everything we learned in school. Now you gotta learn how to poster, lay carpet, wood flooring.
But where would kids learn how to think?
I don't think school teaches us to think. I think school, like prison, teaches you to obey.
What's the age? So you're saying like when kids are like kinder first?
I tell my kids as early as 5. Like, I don't believe in your dream. It's whack. You know?
Oh, okay.
Do you think this program would work for children?
No. I think that what you're saying, it sounds good in theory, but I don't think that your idea would work for my children. But for adults, I think that we do need those kind of programs. We need vocational programs where they can take up a trade. So just focus on them.
I will pick up my bucket,
okay,
and I will take it to the adults, and I will hope they will appreciate my genius. I told these kids,
that's what I thought. This is the show that he does. Yeah, that's not an interview. That's
if it would work with kids. That's a test study. Yeah, I know.
That's the show that he does, though, right? Yeah. And again, shout out to Unc, man, right? Because when he was saying that, I was imagining of all the people that came to speak at my school, if my grandma told me I couldn't be whatever, that would crush me. Not the celebrity or whoever came to the school to give game or whatever. Take that at face value. Take that for what it is. That's what I'm saying. Malcolm X talked about, the expectation that we put on these celebrities. And I'm just saying, it does sound harsh to say that to a child. I agree 1000%. And I'm taking what he's saying at face value. For me, I am responsible for my child and their development. Right. So even when they hear something, I have to be able to counter that and balance that and give them the real. Sharon, you talked the other day about the discipline of setting a time to, you know, like, hey, you say you want to do this, I'm behind you. Yep, you can do anything you want. Yep, we're gonna do that piano lesson. Yep. Now you don't want to do it. Okay, we're gonna set. That's the important work. Not what Killer Mike has said, because Killer Mike not gonna be there to tell your child, oh, you want to be a pianist, or you want to play guitar, or you want to do tennis, or you want to do golf. Guess who's gonna enroll them in all those lessons, right? And then you have to be there and coach them. And like, I'm teaching you how to see things through. You can't just quit because you don't feel like doing it anymore. No, you're going to see this through. That's the important lesson. So I really don't care. I don't, when my kids were younger, they didn't watch certain movies, and they didn't listen to certain music. They watched a lot of VeggieTales and kids stuff, right? But I didn't get them involved with that stuff because I need to make the biggest imprint on them first. Now, when they go out and deal in the world, now they have something to go off of. So that's what I was pulling up for.
So, but the problem is that okay, so I could agree with Killer Mike. It's just easy for me to say Trigger Mike. I don't know why, but I agree with Killer Mike not being the absolute influence. But the only problem is that Killer Mike is also going to influence other parents to say, yeah, you know what? We need to be more practical with our own children. So now even their own children coming to them, that whole Killer Mike scheme is going to run in their mind like, no, I need to be more realistic and tell my kid he need to go make money. And they're going to be the dream killers. So the dream killer is going to start from this, and now it's going to bleed into grown human beings telling their own children, you need to go be a carpenter because you're a little dumb. You ain't as smart as you think you are.
Sharon, you don't believe that. Stop that. We just saw this man win a Grammy. We just saw this man win 3 Grammys at 49 and give a speech on "Don't Tell Me What Can't Happen." So we know this is.
I'm glad that you brought that up. I'm glad, and that goes to show that bullshit that he said to that little boy is bullshit. Because all of a sudden, when he won those 3 Grammys, all of a sudden he spun around and said anything is possible. Same thing like that other kid, Jelly Roll, at 40. He won, I believe, a country music award or something. He won it at 40. And he like, anything is possible. Don't allow anybody, he said.
Oh, that was a powerful speech. Yeah, that was
kill your dream. Because you could do it at any age as long as you believe and put the work. You got to put work behind your actions, of course. That's the real thing that has to happen.
Man, he did just contradict himself. He did say that. Damn.
I don't think it's a contradictory.
Oh, it's absolutely
I don't think it's a contradictory at all.
Explain.
No, I don't think it. No, yeah. So you talk. Listen, what Killer Mike did, right, to get to these 3 grand. You got to watch his campaign from putting this album together to campaigning for the Grammys, right? And he's doing it at 48. This wasn't just some hope in the sky, no, some pie in the sky. He put the work in to accompany that. Now, the message that he's conveying to that child, again, it's hard for me to take it at face value because I know it's part of like whatever he's filming. That's not like, I don't even think that's real advice he would give to a child.
Chicago Rilla.
But I just want to attack it at face value. Go ahead.
Do you believe that Black people are more susceptible to things that they see on screen?
Jesus Christ.
Yes or no?
Nation.
Yeah. I think that's the race.
Yes. So now, so when other grown men see that, they are going to imitate that with their own families. That is the problem I have with it. So it's not necessarily him saying it to the little kid.
But they already doing it though,
They gonna look at it as I've got to always make my child think practical, realistic. Tell my child, my Black child, that you got to work 2 times or 4 times harder than a white child. This is something that's been said in our community for a long time, and it's detrimental to our children that they got to work 4 times harder than somebody that's in the same class as them. No, you are equal with that person. You need to grind and stay focused is what you need to do, not work 10 times harder just because this person is better than you, because that's what you are instilling in that kid's minds, that other counterpart is better than you. That's why you got to work so much harder. But if y'all both equal, and you tell them to work harder, 10 times harder than them, then you can say, hey, you will be 10 times better than that person. Not that if you work 10 times harder, you're just going to meet them at the same level now, and then now y'all could go together. Those are 2 completely different arguments.
I don't know. You guys, so when my grandma would talk about working twice as hard, it was because the deck was stacked against us, not because the person was better than innately. It was because the deck is already stacked. The odds are not in your favor. But I agree. I'll concede the point to what you're saying. I agree largely with what you're saying. Like just competing, which is what a lot of us are not doing. We could use more of that. Competing to compete. Yeah, we got to change the culture on that. Smart is definitely the new cool.
I love that.
Most
Yes,
definitely.
the
I like
smart
that.
is
I
the
like
new.
that.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
The broke genius. He says, intelligent, street aware conversations. I'm with it. Shout out to you, the broke genius. That shit ain't go together, by the way. You should not be broke in genius. You
The
should
tag
not
names
be
be
that.
big.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Brownsville, New York. Great convo, great panel. If you like what you are hearing, support the show. Like, share, subscribe, super chat. Bless and be blessed. Peace and love. That is awesome. Thank you. Also, Carl Anderson said, our sacrifice, pain, is the only answer to raise our children above their peers. That's deep. We have pockets of success individually, but our rates are super low.
It is.
That's deep. But that's why we
Hey,
got to
Sharon, I'm
change.
dropping down after this, G. Listen, just thank you for inviting me up and always offering a welcome space for me to get my thoughts out. That's why I had to come on. I was like, let me come on camera so they can see me. I forget people that are off camera. You can't, and I don't want to cut over nobody. But listen, today is me and my wife been together 8 years. We married 2 today, right? And so we
Congratulations.
still celebrate.
Congratulations, King.
Everything is moving exactly how it's supposed to move. We still moving into our house. Everything is beautiful. Everything is lovely. And I say that to say, Sharon, again, the good brothers got to speak up more. Y'all talk about rebelling against remedial rhetoric. Stay on that campaign. The good brothers got to show like, hey, man, there's brothers that's out here that found their wife, that found a good thing. You know what I'm saying? And everything is moving in their favor. You understand? You dig? So we got to stay on it, man.
Yes,
We got to
I'm
drown
right
them suckers
behind you.
out, man.
I'm right
We
behind
got to
you.
drown
I'm
it.
46. I just got married in June. Just bought a house 2 years ago. Yeah, like
There we
I'm
go.
right behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good brothers got to speak up, man. We got to drown the suckers out, man. So peace and blessings, fam. Salute, salute.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Yes,
Peace
sir.
and love, Chicago.
Go ahead, Brownsville, New York. I see you back. What's your thoughts?
Oh, I'm just listening, cuzzo. I'm enjoying everything I'm hearing, man. Y'all are building on a great convo. So I just wanted to keep it going, man. Peace and love to all these brilliant minds that's on this panel today.
Awesome, yeah. So I believe this is a really good, productive conversation. I'm enjoying it. Everybody that's on all the different platforms, I appreciate you. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Also, all the moderators, throw everybody's channel into the conversation. So Nice, he has a channel that he's building up. He be doing puzzles. You can hang out with him as he has conversations. Otis, he has his own podcast. He has his channel that he's building as well. And also we have LL Drunk Man. You could go ahead and drink with him any single day of the week on his channel, and you having dope conversations. Yeah, there you go.
Congrats to everyone. Seriously, congrats to everyone. All different souls, all different, 4 different souls, 4 different vibes, 4 different grown men. I'm from the by the way, I'm in the Midwest as well. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. So yeah, I respect the panel. I love having conversations and not being around yes men. Ooh. I love having conversations that I don't have to agree with everyone. That's boring, and then that's not real life. I hate it. I like having conversations that make me go away thinking about something totally different. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong damn room.
Woo! That's a bar.
That's all I'm gonna say on that.
That's
Amen.
a bar.
Amen.
I wanted to ask y'all: do y'all really believe in propaganda? Because we got we got the whitewash and everything like that. We got propaganda of homosexuality, and we got the propaganda of these superstars. Sexy Red supposed to be the face of black women and things like that. So I'm just actually, and we're talking about how we're supposed to be the influence for our kids, the idols for our kids. So I'm looking like, do y'all believe in propaganda? Do you believe propaganda weighs heavy on these kids?
Yes.
Can the propaganda outweigh your words?
Ooh, it's possible.
Yes. Hard, but yes. Yes, on all the counts. Propaganda is real.
Yes.
It's out there. We're living in it right now. Go ahead, sir.
No, I didn't want to cut you off. I apologize.
No, you good, man. You good. Go ahead.
Yeah, but now I think he said it's hard, but it's hard for active parents. Like if you're like how you was talking about how you talk to your daughter, how he said he talked to his daughter all his life, how we see Sharon pour into his kids, that makes it more difficult. But if your kids are spending the majority of their time on these devices, listening to these songs, playing these video games, that's gonna have because it's visual and actual input because they're involved in it.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's gonna become simulation.
They not just watching it; they also living it as well. And then it just keeps spilling and spilling. Now it becomes their culture instead of just entertainment value. It's not entertainment to them no more. Propaganda is their culture now. Yes. That is a big difference. Because if I listen to country music, it ain't my culture. I'm just listening. It's a good song. It's a good song.
But if you listen to country music every day for 5 hours,
and then I'm farming, and then I'm buying cowboy. Like now, it's starting to become a culture instead of just entertainment. That's the very dangerous part. I also want to shout out to the Cash App.
About to be a situation.
Shout out to Barry White with the 2-ball Thursday morning live. I appreciate you, Barry White, always showing love and support. I appreciate that. I want to so now I want to shift the conversation to Michelle Obama. She had an interesting conversation, and I thought it was good. And it's about things that we're gonna have to attack as well in life. It goes with the forgiveness part. It goes with the Killer Mike part. I think this all ties into one situation. Let's see.
There are people who they were built for the climb like we were, and some weren't. And one of the toughest things is to find out that a dear friend wasn't ready for the climb. In order to keep pressing forward, sometimes you got to leave them there because you can't carry people when you're trying to get to the top. It slows you down, but there's survivor's remorse. They've reached a point where they've left people they love behind, and they struggle to figure out how to maintain those connections, and it becomes hard and it's draining. If you want to make it, you've got to make some hard choices or you will not make the climb yourself. And then everybody loses. We've been
And sometimes you even gotta leave goddamn Killer Mike and your daddy behind too, because they words was poison, goddamn.
Leave Killer Mike alone, man. But where's the lie? Where's the lie? She ain't said a lie, but leave Killer Mike alone. But everything she said is true. I know we all been in that situation. And somebody in the chat called me old man. I think that's cute. Because I am the oldest one on the panel today. But I'm living it right now. I'm living through it right now. I'm joking about it, but the shit is real. In order to go to that next step, and your whole goal is I was born. No BS. I want to bring my family with me. That was my whole agenda, to take care of my family. What goal is it not of a man to pay off your home and your mom's home and take care of your family and take care of your siblings? That's my goal. That's what I want to do. But along the way, as you go up, you have to have a certain character about yourself. We tend to be called narcissistic or assholes or arrogant, but you need those characteristics to get past the BS. Sorry to tell you, but mighty glad to let you know. You got to have those characteristics. So along the way, you lose people. It happens. Now, the remorse come in that now that I'm almost there, because I see the light is right there. It's there. The remorse. Do I want to go back and pull? That's where the forgiveness comes in from the beginning of the conversation. Forgive. Did I forgive you enough to still bring you up on my journey with me? Because now that I'm here, are you worthy of that? Am I forgiving you enough and be man enough to allow you to come in this? So it's huge. So simple, it's complicated, but it gets deep. So, but where's the lie? What did she say that was a lie? They're going to have to get left behind. They're going to have to. Because if not, they're going to pull you down and you're not going to make it. Period.
I see you was thinking a lot, LL. What's your thoughts?
No, I agree. I agree with everything he said. Flat out. Great. So this is one of my favorite cartoon characters, anime, call it what you want. Itachi from Naruto. He killed his whole clan just for the sake of the village. You know what I'm saying? I kind of believe in the same philosophy. I don't give a fuck who I have to, push away from me or get rid of, just so I can see. It's only about one person right now. And he did it to save his little brother, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And this is about my daughter. Everything I do is for my daughter. Dame Dash got to saying, like, you a selfish ass nigga. If you're a grown ass man with 2 kids and you only got a 1-bedroom apartment, you a selfish motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everything I do is for my daughter. Okay, I need more money. I need more money. What else can I do? I need more money. You know what I'm saying? When I go sit in silence, think about how else I can flip a check or something, like my daughter in the back of my head. I tell you all the time, one of the scary sounds on this planet that I never want to hear is my daughter saying I'm hungry and I can't do shit about it. You know what I mean? But if you look at your family, everybody, once you get money, everybody got their motherfucking hand out. Don't nobody want to do nothing for it. The worst thing you could ever do is hire somebody from your family. You late, you don't even show up. You think you can pull up whenever the fuck you feel, or you want to ask for extra money like a cash advance. What the fuck? This is a true business. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care. When it comes to my money and a business, bro, you have to operate. You have to operate. Because if this is a white man's business, oh, you gonna show up? Yes, sir. You're gonna do everything that you need to do, everything he asks. I fully and wholeheartedly believe cutting off the village, my clan or whomever. I don't give a fuck. That's how.
Yo, those are some wise words, man. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you great.
Yeah, man, and I just want to build from that because I agree. Like what Michelle Obama is speaking to, she's speaking to prioritizing self-preservation, self-improvement, and self-growth, right? And I'm gonna give you this analogy just to kind of break it down to layman's terms. Let's say you and your brother are both going to swim classes and are still learning how to swim, right? Let's say you and your brother decide to take a walk by a lake, right? And your brother says, "Oh, I'm about to jump in this lake to teach myself how to swim." Now, both of y'all are still non-swimmers. He jumps into the lake and he starts to drown, right? And then what happens if you jump in the lake and try to save him, but you can't swim? Now we got 2 brothers drowning in the lake because they can't swim instead of one. So I say that to say this: you can't allow the decisions of others to pull you in a situation to where you're drowning, right? You can't allow the poor choices of others to dictate the potential of your growth, right? If you are recognizing that, hey, he's going in one direction and it's opposite of mine, sometimes you got to let them go into that direction, go into your direction, and see if one day y'all can come together and go into the same direction, right? But you can't allow someone to kill your joy or kill your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta prioritize self-preservation, self-improvement, and self-growth so that you and yours can find success. And then one day you can reach that success ladder and then reach down and pull others up with you.
That's a great. I like that analogy. I really do.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to Mother with the 10 balls. She said, "Peace and love, brother." Thank you. I appreciate that. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, share button. We appreciate everybody that's showing any type of love. We appreciate you, especially that dollar, because it makes a vagina go whoop whoop. And I think it's very important that sometimes we do got to shed light. It's like the rocket. The rocket got to shed shit off as it goes through its different progressions, as it's going into space or going to the moon. It shed different things, and then it's on to another progression into the destination. Then another jet fires up as it keeps on moving. Then it sheds some more shit as it's firing up and it's moving through life. You absolutely. Sometimes you got to shed fat so you can gain muscle, even though you're the same weight. All those things is examples of it. And sometimes I think we are scared of moving forward because we want to be we got so much empathy towards other people, and so we want them to have the same enjoyment as us, but it ain't built for everybody. You got to work towards it. If you don't work towards it, then you just you don't appreciate it as much. It's just a human attribute. I don't know why we do that, but we do. Somebody give you a Benz, you don't treat it the same way as you earned that Benz. It's just not the same. Somebody give you $1 versus somebody, we see it in rich kids. For some reason, people tend to become millionaires instead of continuing off the millionaire-ish.
It just happens that way. The father that built up the millions, he give it to his kids, and then they lose it all. And then it's just a recurring cycle. And then now I got to get so bad that somebody in the family get that fire from where great grandpa did it, and then they build it up again. They make themselves millionaires. He give it to his kids, and then they lose it, and it just keep going in a goddamn circle.
I think I've said before where I worked at this breakfast spot, and I guess this gentleman's his father built it, but you could just see like the next generation. Y'all don't give a fuck about this shit.
Damn.
When I'm coming in, I'm taking care of all this shit, everything. I'm running this bitch like it's mine. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, you could see that shit. So when they say, "Oh, you know, if you didn't build it, you don't give a fuck about it," I saw firsthand.
Shit, that's wild, and it happens very often.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to Chicago Gorilla for gifting Flora Daneka Slayer a gifted membership. Shout out to Chicago Gorilla. Thank you. She is now a solution-based gangster, and now she is dealing with the truth for 2024 and beyond. So help her. You finish the quote. You know how that goes. Also, shout out to
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
shout out Robin M with the $4.99. Great conversation. I will admit that will holding one accountable is also a space of grace. That is great. That's awesome. We are too hard on one another at times. Love, love, love. I love that, Robin. I appreciate
I disagree. That. I think we ain't hard enough on each other. You know what I'm saying? Bring shame back. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're hard enough.
Talking about her specifically, because normally she in the comments tearing our ass up. So today she giving us a compliment. I take it gratefully. Thank you, Robin M. I appreciate it. Normally she telling us we ain't shit. Everything we say it is wrong. We creeps. So I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you, Robin. That's honest at all times. She do not play with us.
Wow.
I also want to welcome to the stage Omni, etc. What it do? How you feeling?
Good?
What's your thoughts?
What's good? What's good? Holding people accountable. Don't give them grace. That's based off of the last super chat that I just saw. When it's time to hold people accountable, grace is over. That's it. Grace is over and done with. I'm sorry. Also, salute to you from getting away from the bad elements, Bracy. I don't know exactly what happened, but I for one am glad that it happened.
Hey, listen, I'm just listening to what Michelle Obama said. That's all. She told me that, hey, when I'm ascending, I'm going certain places, some things I might have to shed off of me. That's all. That's all I did. If I'm moving in a productive direction, I got to keep moving in that productive direction. And that's what it is. If I got to shed off some things, I got to get a little lighter so I can get a little higher. It is what it is.
Factual on all accounts.
However that may be. Yeah. Yeah, we have an awesome build today. I really appreciate it. We are, and yes, Robin M, she said something positive. Yes, she can be on both sides of the fence. Y'all just gotta act right for her to say something positive about your ass. Y'all need some goddamn act right. Oh shit, that is great. Robin M said something nice. What the hell? She did.
Well, she always says something nice. It's just whether you like it or not. I'm just saying.
That is a good point too. Oh.
He was getting ready. He's like, yeah, I know how be coming with that shit, boy. Nah, I'm sure this one out.
Hey, so what y'all think what's going on with Shannon Sharp? Like all this stuff, like all the things that we be having on these small YouTube spaces and everything, it's actually happening in the big spaces as well, which is kind of wild to me, right? It's happening with the big content creators. Why you think Shannon Sharp went after Mace, for example? Like I think that was kind of wild. He's I see the pastor talking shit and none of this.
Shannon Sharp is victim of his own success. He's normally takes the high road on everything. I like Unc, he cool, but he is human. He's victim of his own success. It happens. That was crazy what he did, going after Mace. A lot of times he don't even have to respond. Like he didn't have to respond behind Mike Epps, in my opinion. He didn't have to respond definitely to Mace. I mean, why?
He definitely had to respond to Mace at all. Everybody seen when he had to respond to Mace? I might be able to find it. That was kind of wild to me. I thought that was absolutely wild that he said the pastor, the playful. I was like, what the fuck is that?
I mean, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Abis.
Somebody call on me, please. Somebody call on me. In the world of content creation, right? Because that's what we talk about. In the world of content creation, you guys tell me, because I'm looking at you guys, I'm looking at your setups, you got headphones and microphones and cool backgrounds and all of that. Like, y'all been doing this longer than I have. What makes the needle move more? Positive content or the fuckery?
You know the answer to that.
Okay, so why
the
wouldn't
fuckery.
he go at Mace? He just seen how his numbers did when he went at Mike Epps. He just seen how his numbers did when he let Cat come on the show. He's seen what them numbers did. Why would he gonna go at whoever he can?
A victim of his own success. Yeah.
I'm with you, my brother. The only thing I gotta say is leave Cat out of it, because let's be clear, everybody else is jumping on the bandwagon of Cat. Shannon Sharp is just a product of his environment at this moment. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
But if it wasn't for Cat, you get what I'm saying? Everybody wouldn't be talking Shannon. Which in retrospect, I'm just saying keep it on that side, because we're not gonna blame Cat for none of this shit. Motherfuckers, they hate, but they love to hate, obviously. You know what I mean?
Oh, Shannon said something to you?
Oh, that's a Kim. That's a Kim.
No. I ain't gonna let y'all know none of that. No. That's confidential.
I have never. Have any of you gone viral before?
I have.
No.
How does it feel after you go viral and then you do your regular numbers again? Is it like,
I've gone viral before on YouTube a few times, and I mean 100,000 views or whatever, and it feels like damn, you chase that 100,000 because the dopamine in your brain, and this dude got 51 million. So the dopamine in his brain, his reward system jumped off the roof. And that happens to all of us. If any of us get, let's just say right now, if this go viral and Sharon get 1 million views, Sharon's brain is going to be so happy that he's going to want it again. And then without even thinking about it, subconsciously, he's going to do things that puts him back in that situation. So if it's negativity, like Nice said, then he's going to lean into that negativity. And I'm not even mad at him. We should all understand that it's entertainment, man. He came at, who'd he come at? Mike Epps. And then next they dapped it up. You feel me? They just made a bag off that conversation because they getting millions of views, and 1 million could translate from anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. That's how it works with the revenue. So you get a bag. Why not? And we entertain.
On Instagram, somebody, but it wasn't on my platform, and there was somebody else's. They did. We was walking down the street, and they did an interview. They stopped me and my wife, and we did an interview, and we got over 1 million, almost 2 million views. So it was interesting to go in the comments to see this 1 million view thing and how people was trying to extrapolate all these different things that doesn't exist. Oh, but did you see the way how he moved his lips when he said that? I don't believe him. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All these other these little micro things that other people notice, that's it's kind of wild. It's very entertaining to me. But I didn't, I think going viral is but if it goes viral on your own platform, for example, what happened yesterday, how yesterday was a big thing. But I'm not going to keep chasing drama now, because I know the drama sells, but I'm not going to chase it. If it comes into my lap, I'm not going to stray away from it neither. I ain't scared of little dirt and mud.
But much of who you are is trying to go against the grain of what norm is. So for you to say you not going to lean into that, I get that from you. the majority of people who are in this for entertainment and content creation are gonna lean into whatever's moving the needle, bro.
It's true. Especially if you
That's
don't
what most
have
people are gonna do.
if you don't know what lane you're in per se. I'm just being real. I could use myself to be totally honest with you and use this as a learning. Otis Who podcast. I'm all over the place. I don't have a set format. So if something being real, I'm human. If something negative comes up, my antenna go up. I'm tempted to do that. I stay away from it, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm tempted as hell.
Yeah.
Now, true story, and it's funny. I guess you could say it went viral, but it wasn't me. I only got monetized for YouTube last month, January. I just got monetized. I'm gonna tell you how I got monetized. All I did was replayed the Instagram response of Ice Cube responding to Cat Williams. I put my little bump in front of it and I put my little bump behind it, but it's him. That's almost that. You can go look at my channel. I think there's like 600,000 views. That's what got me. That's what got me monetized. My first check was for $989.
Wow, for one video?
Yeah.
That is freaking amazing, brother.
That's what happened. That's what happened in January. So to see them numbers, to go back to my regular numbers, 110, 22, not K, 22,
right?
110, 13.
You feel me?
That's the real number.
You feel me?
But that video. So now I'm just trying to still find myself, and that's the reality of this space. And I'm just being real, and I'm 53.
Right.
Appreciate
you know, but I'm trying to stay away from the BS.
Yeah.
I like this stuff. I like panels. I like challenging conversations.
Yeah.
You know, but it's easy to lean into that. Oh, what such and such say today? That basketball hip hop shit. No. No. You know.
As you say that, let's lean into some basketball hip hop.
Oh God. Okay, let's go.
But okay.
Come on.
Sharon, real quick before, because I can't hear the video, but real quick.
He gonna do so much. He need to sit
real quick.
Roll ass down.
Hold on.
Good.
I just wanted to say, you got to be careful about leaning into the and this is for every content creator. You got to be careful about leaning into into those viral moments, strictly because you already had a plan for your brand beforehand, and whatever went viral, it probably goes against that plan.
So most likely, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good point.
You don't want to restructure your brand because of it's like what Angry Man says all the time. He doesn't talk about everything that's going on
just because
everybody else is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta have
the same way I am with mine.
You gotta have a point to your madness, not just this one is getting views because Kobe.
I think he's giving people too much credit. I think he's giving people in these spaces too much credit. You know how many people come into these spaces just trying to copycat something they seen one of y'all do or somebody above y'all do, and they really don't have an agenda. They really don't have a plan. They really don't have a real idea or original thought for what they want their show or their platform to be. You know what I mean? So they really just looking for those type of moments from wherever they'll come from with no rhyme or reason.
Well, those people.
Go ahead, Trigger Mike. I also want to welcome to the stage the Trigger Mike Show. I was saying your name all day today, by the way, and you want to come up.
Like Candyman.
Word. I said your name at least 5 times today by accident.
Man, what did I do?
No, it was unintentional. In talking about Killer Mike, Trigger Mike is just easier for them to say because they're so familiar with you. So I was sitting here laughing all morning at them messing it up.
We both fat black niggas, so I get it. It's all good. But no, I love this conversation, man. And to what Nice just said, yeah, those people that do that though, they never have longevity.
That's one of the things that I learned when I got picked up for a show, right? I never knew I had a skill for this, but he says you can talk a very long time. He meant you can monologue off of a single thought for an hour straight. He's like, listen, like 1% of people can do that. And he's like, I want you to do that on your own show. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, that means you have original thoughts. Someone who does not have an original thought cannot elaborate that long.
Very true.
You see what I'm saying? So I was like, okay. Then I started to notice that in other people. And when you don't have an original thought or ability to elaborate on your own beliefs and others' opinions, you don't have longevity in this game. You're always going to be a reaction type person, right? Oh, this is how I feel about what this person said. And then they'll bring the panel up immediately because they can't extend the conversation themselves. So you're definitely right about that. And the other part that I wanted to say was we are, in addition to what everyone else has said, is this is also a product of trash culture. What Shannon Sharp is going through is a product of trash culture. We have a culture where you could be minding your business on top of the world, get attacked, and the culture forces you to respond, or it's an L on you. You lose respect because you didn't respond. So that's the meaning of trash culture. Like, you know, if taking the high road was congratulated, if it was supported, then that's what people would be doing. But here you lose clout, you lose viewership, you get people to turn against you for not doing anything when you weren't even the aggressor in the first place. Woo. So that's why I say, especially for Black men, if you're not willing, like if you're willing, you have to leave the culture behind. If you really want to ascend to the next level, don't ever, from the beginning, I mean, you have to disassociate yourself from the trash culture to begin with, because once anybody assumes you're a part of it, then you'll have to respond anytime you're attacked. And that means you can also lose. So.
But that's a difficult thing. Like what others decide to not do is a very difficult thing. To get to do one video and not capitalize it on doing it over and over again, that's a difficult decision to make. Because like in his mind, he like, I see where I could continue to do this. Also, I want to have this powerful building. I want to have just challenging conversations, not just regurgitate and depend on celebrity news. That is a difficult decision, man, because celebrities, they just keep giving it to us.
Right. And you know, well, at least I told myself when I got into this, no, it's not for the numbers. No, I don't care about being monetized. Of course, we tell ourselves that.
Yeah.
And according to the history, the pattern, that's not what I do. Ice Cube, nowhere near it.
I'm still living it, but I get yelled at by people like S that tell me I'm bugging for still living like none of my pages is monetized. Yeah. I got about 5 different shows, all the way down to like a music review show I do. Like he said, I got puzzles with Beast. I got At the Bar with Beast with one-on-one interviews that you see behind me, but none of my stuff is monetized. Like I really do it for the people. But I get yelled at by people like S.
Yep, and he got the ability to use local celebrities as well, and they willing to just hang out with them and have conversations where it could absolutely be.
So you really had the opportunity to. I got you,
but because people want to conversate with him.
Like for season 3, I have the head coaches of U Albany come in and sit with me. I have another gentleman who's been running a community team night for 30 years. Like, no, I got people really like. I already have some of the top rappers. I have politicians.
So basically, I need to be where you at, basically.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I would kill for those opportunities. I would kill for those opportunities. That's an interview every other day.
Yep.
Just, I mean,
absolutely.
So I get it.
Absolutely. I was just in a meeting yesterday with the chief of police of Albany County, the chief of police of the next county over of Colony, like the head of the MVP arena, which is our biggest arena. That's like Madison Square Garden here for Albany. Like,
so that's a tour video. Then you got a video where you're just interviewing. Man, stop it.
He got so much natural content that comes to him, and he just like, nah, I'm just here conversate with the people. And so like I always find it interesting. But this is why Chicago Real was saying that we gotta attempt to champion more people that's moving like nice, because people don't know that he's moving like that, right? But that's why we got to champion so more people could be willing to show their success and the good things that they do as well, because way too often, something Ice Cube talking about something would go viral, and the greatness that we do of having building conversations is not going to go as big like today. Yesterday was ridiculous because I was cooking somebody up. Today is more nice and calm, and we all relax, and people are, on the fence on supporting it. It's not really on the fence. It's just not a thing that our minds is adjusted to that type of dopamine of.
Honestly, that's just the way it is. And it's been like that for centuries. It's just unfortunate. Negative stuff or exciting, that type of energy goes viral. Conversations like this that need to be had, where men need to be sitting around, and women, it's not a gender thing, need to be sitting around like it's Oprah or Phil Donahue and have true discussions where true energy is being exchanged. That's not going to go viral unless one of us cuss one of each other out, disrespect one of each other as a man. That's the only way.
Yeah, so but it takes time. But at the same time, it takes time as we keep on building it and people get adjusted to sharing it and liking it and supporting it. It will eventually build up.
Eventually, yes, most definitely. Eventually,
it takes a long time. And that's where we got to stay consistent. We got to keep the ball moving and rolling. And say, no, this is what people want. But the people also got to support it too by just sending a single dollar bill to the Cash App or the Super Chat or Super Sticker. Any one of your hosts that are watching it on. Nice Beats, he got his Cash App. Otis got his Cash App. LL Drunk Man, he didn't stream it, so he's not one of your hosts. Or anybody that's hosting it, watching it on a platform, send them $1. Let them know that we do appreciate it. It's all good because we can all the money don't got to go to one place. We all are building. So support your host wherever you watch it and on. Support your host. Send them because Otis is monetized as well. Send them a goddamn super sticker, super chat.
Most definitely appreciate it. And thank me for allowing me to come on. Like I say, this is my first time on the platform. I appreciate it. I love great conversation. I honestly, like I said, and this is the truth. This is what happened. This is funny. In the search of me trying to find myself, trying to find a format that I like that suits me. I watch the ABLs. I love me some Angry Man, pause. And I'm just going through the stations and you came up. And I noticed you first come on by yourself, then you introduce the panel. You start off with your coffee. And I always had my little coffee thing going on. If you watch my previous episodes, I do a little coffee thing too. Didn't even know you. So I'm sitting back, I'm watching you. I'm like, okay. So that's how it came about.
Yeah.
Of course, the little drama, I'm not going to bring that up. I went past that because that turns me off. But at the same time, it excited me because it's YouTube.
Yeah. It happens. Yes. We all humans at the same time.
I hit the like button out of respect, but I didn't watch it.
We savages, low key.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just being real. I hit the like button out of respect, but I kept it moving because I ain't gonna lie. I don't, but I understood it.
Yeah.
I get it. So sometimes you got I'm not trying to be funny, even though that's not your style. You try to keep it above board. You want to allow your people to speak because you have the right to speak.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when they get off the wall, off the rocker, we already know, oh shit, these views finna go up.
It's wild, but I don't know how it happens, but it absolutely happens every single time. I don't know how.
I'm about to be a situation.
Shout out to Chicago, Productive Bill. Peace to the gods. And that's how we got to show everybody that, yes, we do enjoy it as well. We enjoy both because we are human. So we enjoy our nonsense. We enjoy our positive bill. We enjoy watching even some of the boring stuff like fishing videos. We could watch them and be like, oh, man, that's kind of crazy.
Man, people be watching me put puzzles together.
Now that's wild, for real. I never heard of that. So you straight up sit there and put puzzles together.
Yes.
And you have conversation about why you doing it, just talking shit.
Yeah, and I got a little playlist from artists in the area playing low in the background, and I'm just
got you because it's not. That's creative. Damn.
It really came from me because I really do puzzles. So I was just sitting there doing a puzzle, and I kind of got bored. So I'm like, yo, let me go live so I have some company.
That's
wow.
And
it's smart to use to play the music, the playlist of people that's not signed, so it can't be copywritten, but it gives them notoriety. Beautiful. I get the concept. I got
and
you.
like I said, I have a music review show called Spin the Block Music Review with me and Pesci Kruger, who's one of the top rappers in the area, and we do that every week. We have 22 episodes out of that. So I get exclusive music from the artists in the area.
Great, man. For real. That's great. Seriously. That's cool. You definitely got the platform. You good. You got the personality for it. You good.
Thank you, brother.
Don't push it.
Hell yeah. I love this shit. This shit is dope.
But that's gonna make me monetize eventually because he won't stop.
Yeah, we're gonna keep pushing them forward so we could so this way we can have more people looking to be productive. Is that the word? We're not using positive anymore. We're using the word productive so he could promote other young men to be productive.
Right.
And want to move forward and move the needle and do something and build something up and build it from scratch and all these things, because that's what this shit is. LL Drunk Man, he's building his shit from scratch. Otis, he built this from scratch. He stumbled upon a treasure, but he built it from scratch. At the end of the day,
I've been doing this since 2018. I think probably longer than that, probably 16. I think it's 18. Just got mine again. Wasn't even trying to.
Right.
Shout out to the struggle channels. Y'all go support these struggle channels, man. Y'all like to make fun of. Hey, I tell y'all all the time, y'all ain't gotta watch my shit. Just hit the like button. Keep it moving. I know y'all got shit to do. Angry Man be on 24/7.
Word.
You got DJ Hemp on. You got Fatty on. Hey, just hit the fucking like button. I ain't crying. Shit.
Hey, you so right, for sure. Hey, let me ask y'all a question though. The panel, what's going on with this new trend of coming on twice? I've noticed that. You come on
I think some people just they probably pay attention because a lot of people ask me to come on late at night because some people they always tell me like I can't catch your live in the daytime. I want to see you do something in the day, but it's just hard for me to use this as a radio station. You know, the radio station, they could do the same thing over and over and over. They play the same song every 10 minutes because they know people get in and out their car. Even though I could see my analytics, it shows that I could do that because only the chat is the really only people that hang out with you the whole time.
Right,
but everybody else, they come in for 10 minutes, they jump into something else, and they come back for 10 minutes. So they missed a whole lot within 30 seconds. You missed a lot sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
So really, you can treat this shit like a radio station from the analytics, and you just keep on going back and forth, repeat the same thing over and over, to be honest, just like the radio. Let the chips fall where it fall. But it's hard for me as a creator.
Exactly, because you try to be as authentic as possible, and you don't want to sound like you're regurgitating the same thing over and over. I follow you.
So that's a part that I battle with looking at the analytics and just say, okay, because we could go all the way back to the beginning. I could play the same video again, and we could have this conversation over again. To be honest, because most people didn't see what we said an hour ago.
Yo, I remember ESPN used to be like that. Like ESPN in the morning, that center would come on like 4 times.
Right on cue. Look at this. Right on cue.
I'm back. What did I miss? A lot.
Yeah, they have this right.
You might have missed a lot.
Right. I follow you right.
Right on cue. So really, we could just regurgitate everything, all of the good. And now this time when we say it, it's going to be more polished. It's like we being comedians because now we already said it, and now the you know what I'm saying, because we already had the full thought, and we got even a better thought because we already battled with wits, and now we're going to change a word or two. It's going to sound even better if we used to go back to that conversation again. But it's also hard for me as a creator to do that as well, even though I understand that's what I should do. There's like Otis know what he should do is keep doing the Ice Cube thing because it brought up, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard.
And also too, you know that you need to stay relevant and stay active. So it was brilliant at the same time. I was hoping you would do that, being 100% transparent. Now I don't have to put out a show today because this is my show.
But you can still do a show. You could even do a show.
You can
review the show.
You could do a show about the show.
The show.
About this, which I'm probably in, but you get my point though. If
that's how crazy this shit is.
Or if you didn't have an idea, you know. Yes. So just different areas how you do. But yeah, most definitely those.
You could break apart a 10-minute video. That 10-minute part of the video could turn to a 2-hour show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on. How many topics did we talk about? So those are 3 different. Yeah, we know. Yeah, all different tricks of the game. Most definitely. Yeah.
So it's so wild. Like, so when you start grinding, you start looking at everything as content, which nice needs to start realizing that everything that he do is content. When you start moving at just going out to a restaurant, it's content.
Content. A review show.
It's content right away. Just try, like, even him traveling from the house to go meet Pesci is content. And he said, "Hey, this is how I'm building. This is I just came up with this stuff." That is a content as well.
Yo, Ash, you about to be more upset with me. All the shows get done down here. Like, all the shows get done in my house, in my man cave. Like I said, At the Bar with Beats get done there. Spin the Block music review get done there. We got a show called The Terminal that we do back here. Like, I'm about to start doing artist interview over here by the pool table. So, all the shows, like, you already know.
Yeah, people will kill for that setup. You got everything in one house.
Absolutely. You got a whole studio.
We have the podcast Sensitivity sold separately. We shoot it upstairs in my living room. Like, yeah.
Everything is content.
Yeah. Everything is content.
So that is we are hitting the 3-hour mark. Anybody want to have their last words? We start with Omni, etc. Go ahead, Omni. What's your thoughts?
Oh man, really, I just joined to salute you on the growth and the shedding of, you know what I'm saying, unfavorable elements. That's the whole reason I came up here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, you know what I'm saying? It's good to see Unk Man back. Oh no, you changed your name to Drunk Man. Shout out to Nice, you know what I'm saying? Otis, I'm gonna have to check you out. I'm not up on you, sir, but because you came up here and you messed with Sharon, I'm gonna check out your channel.
I appreciate it. Hopefully I won't disappoint you too much. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. That's me. I'm out.
Hey, Brownsville, New York, what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are Nice. You definitely need to go ahead and get monetized, brother. Go ahead and link up with Sharon, let him guide you through that, because you leaving money on the table, and we don't want to leave no money on the table. Other than that, great conversation, beautiful minds. I enjoyed it. Peace and love to everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed the show, and I hope everyone has a great Thursday filled with productivity, as you said. Peace and love.
Peace, man.
Awesome. Hey, Happy, what's your final thoughts, Happy? What? Happy quiet? What?
She drunk and sleep. That's that drunk sleep right there. I know all about it.
Here you go with your BS, man. Nobody asked you to come in for me, sir. You can shut the hell up. Nobody asked you for a damn thing.
I'm just playing. Happy.
What's your final thoughts, Happy?
I just wish everyone well.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, LL. Don't start no mess.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? This is a dope ass show, you know what I'm saying? Real smooth, intellectual brothers up here. If y'all can, please, before y'all leave, can y'all please hit the like, subscribe button? If y'all need to, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and send another $1 or $2 if y'all can. You know what I'm saying? This is what we want right here. Intellectual conversations, real shit of real substance. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, go support the struggle channels. Yeah. Me and Otis, we over here struggling. Hey, nigga, you ain't gotta watch my shit. I'm not speaking for Otis. You ain't gotta watch my shit, nigga. Just hit the like button. Keep it, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here to be watched. But thank you, Sharon. Keep doing your fucking thing, man. Shout out to everybody on the panel.
Go ahead, Otis.
Okay. Basically, again, first time here. I appreciate the hospitality. Shout out to Sharon Bracy. Shout out to the panel. Respect everyone as men. The lady that's on the panel as well. Appreciate everyone. I like the build, and trust me, this will not be the last time I'm here. If you allow me to come back, I'll be back, and we're gonna do what we do. Peace to everybody. I come with clean hands, baby. Let's get it.
Nice. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Nice.
Yo, man, always enjoy being here. I'm learning which shows to stay off the panel and which shows to pop up on the panel for. Just navigating the
space. Oh, I got a story for that, but I would never. Yeah, all right. No, don't worry about it. I got you. We all got them stories.
But nah, always appreciate you bringing me up on the panel. And earlier somebody mentioned like not being afraid to be smart and looking smart and seeming smart. For me, this is absolutely the opposite. This is me realizing that I'm not that smart and sitting around open-minded to build and listen and learn and make adjustments to be smart, you know? So appreciate all of y'all and everybody that as they inputs, even the people in the comments, shout out to them. And I will be subscribing to everybody's channel, man.
Same here. Please. Great perspective, by the way. I like what you said. Great perspective. I like that.
Awesome. Y'all know how we do it. Is the end of the show. We're gonna do this again at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Put those airplanes in the sky. If you are a member, you got the emojis. And we're gonna keep building this thing. We're gonna go down and we gotta go through problems to get to solutions. And we're gonna rebel against remedial rhetoric with thought patterns, not just regurgitate information. And that's how we're gonna keep this thing moving forward. We see you at 9 a.m. hour-ish. Depends on what I got going on. Depends on when the family get the hell out. And I might go again tonight because I'm trying to mine out how this nighttime thing is going to work out for me. So sometimes I might go again tonight, possibly. Depends on when they go to sleep. I don't know. Thank y'all, and I will see y'all soon. Thank you.